This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than a roof above the people you love. Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs, led by their highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. All of their previous customers have an opportunity to enter their bi-weekly drawings to receive free an exterior impact metal door. Please call for more details. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411. Trust Tommy to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family. Wilton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Wilton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane, Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
Get locked out in the worst moments of your life.
Where are my car keys?
Man, I can't find my house keys.
In those frustrating moments, you need a locksmith you can count on. A. Lenny Locksmiths. In South Florida, from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business. Car key replacements and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Lando, aka the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Dolphins to the Heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Scotty Pablo in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show O's on the radio, the top's where we gonna go, Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, Big O, no one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk...
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727, or online at adreamlending.com. The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of fantasyxs.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Caneswear. Go to caneswear.com, where all orders over $99 get free shipping. Sloman's Total Home Security. Protect your home with the best in the business. 1-800-ALARM-ME for the company serving America for nearly 100 years. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Tommy B. Butts Junior Enterprises.com. Licensed roofing contractor. 100% financing is available. Go to Tommy B. Butts Junior Enterprises.com.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. OK Coin is one of the largest fiat to crypto trading platforms in the world. Founded in 2013, OK Coin offers advanced features for crypto beginners and high-volume traders alike, enabling users in 184 countries worldwide. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Oh, yeah. Woo! 48K. 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 Man, I got to tell you, for a man that got his wall destroyed in his home, I'm in a good mood today, man. Yeah. EJD Construction will be at work soon here at this house. Anyway, reconstructing. Yeah, we had an interesting Sunday night as we had 3 teenagers thinking it was, freaking Fast and Furious. And they tore into our wall in our home, destroyed the hell out of our wall. Luckily, all 3 kids survived and nothing happened to them. After that, then I was ripping them an ass, of course. It's one of those things like, oh my God, are you all right? Okay, what are you, a freaking idiot? That kind of stuff. But anyway, so welcome aboard on a beautiful Monday. There's so much to talk about, right? We got the Dolphins stuff. We got the Heat falling completely apart. We got the Canes in the tournament. I got 3 idiots that rammed the hell out of my house. We got Bitcoin and crypto exploding, baby. I mean, I'm watching my Polygon explode, Cardano, Polkadot, Bitcoin, Crow, or Cronus, as they like to be called now. Just so many things going on. A lot of good things outside of having a big old hole in my house. We're all right. Outside of that, everything else is grooving, as they say. Listen, man, after all the crap I've been through in radio the last couple of years, as my, career gets derailed because of, a moron at QAM or other people I've dealt with, since incompetence and thievery and all kinds of other stuff. It's one of those things. It hasn't been an easy last couple of years for me trying to fight through all this crap. You know what I'm saying? And last night, it was a great weekend, man. Saturday, I'm in Orlando at the Hard Rock Orlando watching Slash and Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. Freaking jam. What a great night that was. I get back. I'm relaxing Sunday. Sadly, I watched the Canes lose, but it was you can't get mad. You can't get, you're a little disappointed, but wow, what a run. Such a great weekend. And I'm relaxing on Sunday night. I'm doing some work. And a effing earthquake hits my house, man. It's, damn, dude. I got to tell you. But like I say all the time, my brothers and sisters out there, life is all about adversity. You can't go cower in a corner and quit. You know what I mean? You got to find a way to overcome. So you get pissed, you move on, and you try to overcome the problem. You know what I'm saying? But now I have 5 dogs that have no backyard because I can't let them out into the backyard because the backyard will lead into the street. So it's no fun now. You know, the part that pissed me off the most about that crash yesterday. And for those of you that don't know, again, so last night we're sitting there, we're watching television, I'm working, and we hear a bah, bah. I mean, it's just like it's a loud ass noise, and we're like, oh shit. Because our house trembled. So we're like, what happened? So we run out of the house, I'm barefooted and everything. I didn't even bother to put on my shoes. And there's this car with 3 kids, and they have absolutely wiped out on my house, like completely wiped out my wall. It's a brick wall, dude. They knocked out like 70% of the wall. I mean, they were hauling ass. You can see the skid marks and all that. They were doing, donuts and all that kind of stuff and got out of control. The street we have in front of our house, it has been a dangerous road for a while now. But anyway, so we go out there and we see that damage. And obviously we check and see if everybody's all right. We call the cops, we call the paramedics. And so after they're all right, then I start thinking, because I think I told you guys we had to wait 6 months for our sliding glass door for the backyard. And so for 6 months, we had to take our dogs out individually outside the front house to walk into the backyard by unlocking the side door to go into the backyard so the dogs could do their business, right? 6 months of that. We have 5 dogs. So now that's what happened to me yesterday. Like I see the hole in my house in the wall. I mean, not the house, the wall, and the whole yard is exposed to the street now. My dogs have no yard now. So now again, we have to individually take out the dogs by a leash in our own backyard now. You know what I mean? And then the wall is tied to the association. So, this is going to be months, dude. This is going to be a mission is what it's going to end up being. And it's just terrible. So, that's the downer on the weekend right there. You know what I mean? It was at the end of the weekend. Bunch of crap, man. So, anyway. So there you go. That was my weekend. A good one. I mean, I overall, I can't complain. Saw an amazing concert. Bitcoin and crypto overall is just exploding. Those of us that stayed strong. Remember I told you about Cadena last week, by the way? Let me have a little OK coin crypto moment here for you. An OK coin crypto corner here for you right away. But I told you last week about Cadena because it was, remember we had Mandy on 2 weeks ago, and she announced that Cadena was going to be, and by the way, OK Coin's going to add something else today. I'm praying it's Theta because I'm a big Theta guy. I would love to get more Theta. But anyway, I told you Cadena, 2 Brooklyn guys. It's a Brooklyn company. It's an American company, and it's a young blockchain. But they're using Bitcoin technology, which is obviously impeccable, impenetrable, never been hacked in the 12 years it's been out. But they have found a way to scale way faster than Bitcoin, and they can scale more and more and more, and they've figured out a way. It's kind of a parachain type of thing. I'm not smart enough or educated enough to kind of tell you the technicalities of it. Plus, it would be very boring, even if I knew exactly all that stuff. But I know the general part of it. And so once their DeFi starts growing and their dApps and their DEX, I think this is a blockchain that's going to explode. Because it's interesting, they've gone layer 1 instead of layer 2, which is what everybody else is doing because you can scale a hell of a lot faster and do more transactions and just do more business, and it's more convenient for the customer because of time, and the gas fees are lower and all that kind of stuff, right? But they're doing something very interesting. I told you last week when it was posted, it was at 613. It was at 712 this morning. It's gained $1 already from a week ago. So, just in case. The Brooklyn boys, I think, are going to do something nice with that blockchain, Cadena. So just keep in mind, that thing was at $22, and it's only at $7 right now. So it's still not a bad time to get in. I got in a little earlier here on this dip because I always tell you guys to buy the dip because that's kind of what it is. And I'm not a financial advisor. Okay. So you got to do your own homework, but I always tell you how I handle things. And obviously Cadena was one that I wanted badly. We've been talking about Cadena for a while now. I just couldn't get it on any exchanges except Gate.io, which Gate.io you could get almost anything, but man, you got to pay the transfer fees, all that other stuff, and I don't feel like doing all that. So I waited for something to get it here finally, and OK Coin finally did it, which is really, really cool. So there you go. OK Coin Crypto Corner right there off the start. Yes, those of you that are asking if we saw the whole Will Smith thing with Chris Rock, and I was not watching the Oscars like most of us probably. I don't really care about the Oscars, to be quite honest with you. It doesn't really excite me. I'm not enough of a movie guy anymore. I'm more of a movie guy after it's already in, circulation on the satellites and, platforms now, all that kind of stuff. That's when I start watching the movies. I rarely go to the movies. When I go, it's got to be, a 007, a Star Wars, some kind of a superhero thing. Very rare do I go to the movies. So I don't go to enough movies to know anything about what's going on in the Oscars. It's just I'm not educated enough. So I don't enjoy the show anymore because I don't go to the movies enough anymore. I'm just sorry. It's the way I am right now. But I did see the scene with Will Smith and Chris Rock. And Sean, let's bring that scene up. Well, let's play it for you just in case some of you are living under a rock and you haven't seen it and you don't have social media or whatever. But here is Chris Rock making a joke of Jada Pinkett Smith, who is bald, sitting next to her husband at the table. Fire away, Sean.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
No. Oh, wait, you're gonna play the apology. Go ahead. I'm sorry. My fault there. Go ahead, Sean.
Hey, yo, this is the whole acceptance speech. I was stopping it. I just didn't stop it in time.
Oh, okay. I don't need the acceptance speech.
It was the only one that had the act. Everything's already been beeped out of a lot of the stuff that's out now. This is the only one that had the whole thing. That's why I put this one up.
Oh, okay. So, but it has the apology towards the end, right? He apologized. We don't need to play the apology. He apologized to the Academy Awards, all that. He didn't apologize to Chris Rock, and he doesn't have to apologize to Chris Rock. His wife is bald because she's got alopecia. It's a serious condition that attacks your hair, and it kills the follicles. And it treats the follicles like it's something attacking your body when your hair follicles are a good thing. You understand? So that's why Will Smith, you're making fun of somebody with a condition. It wasn't that she shaved her hair and she wanted to look like Pink or I don't know, Annie Lennox or Sinead O'Connor or G.I. Jane or whatever. She didn't shave her hair because that was the look, or she didn't shave her hair because she's filming a movie and it requires her to be bald. She's bald because she doesn't have a choice. She's bald because she has a serious condition, and a condition that she's disappointed and depressed about, and she addressed it. And so then Chris Rock makes a joke about your wife who has a condition. There's a difference there. The only thing I'm disappointed in Will Smith is that he hit him with an open hand. Okay? That's where I'm disappointed in Will Smith, that he should have had a closed hand, and then he should have followed up Ali style with a couple of more body shots, and then when he falls to the ground, pummel him again a couple of more times. That's where Will Smith dropped the ball, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe I'm shocking you on the response, because I know the Neanderthal response is, oh, it's just a joke, this and that. Oh, yeah, G.I. Jane, she kind of looks like, and most people don't know she has a serious condition. Who the F makes fun of somebody with a condition? And if Chris Rock didn't know, well, guess what? He should know. before he opens his mouth. You saw Jada Pinkett Smith. She was disappointed. Do you know why? She has a condition. You just made fun of her condition in front of the entire world. Are we clear on that? So Will Smith was defending his wife. I don't care about the relationship, dude. Open or not, the other Neanderthal response. That's their business, not ours. However they handle their relationship, it's not your effing business. And your opinion doesn't get to be shaped by it either. And if it does, it just shows what you're about. Because I'm not married to Jada Pinkett Smith. I'm not in a relationship with Will Smith. These people are on their own. They have their own relationship. That's their business, dude, not mine. There's plenty of people with arranged marriages, what's that called? Open marriages. There's plenty of people that don't have any sex whatsoever. I mean, whatever, that's your business. That has nothing to do with you don't have a right to make fun of someone's family member who has a condition. You know, I'm about to give you guys a little thing that I'm using to grow my hair back because I was developing the human yarmulke. And I showed you guys the before and after pictures that all my hair is growing back now. And we finally got in contact with the company and all that, and we're in the middle of it, you know. But be quite honest, you know, because you know how I am. I'm very transparent here. I'm transparent about my problems too. They you know, there's some shipping stuff going on, and so we're waiting for a hurdle. So then when we do offer it, because several of you are asking me, oh, how, give us the thing that you're using to grow your hair back, because obviously some of you have the same issue, and I'm dying to tell you what it is, but I can't because I'm waiting for everything to fall into place and then tell you, okay, look, this is the product I'm using. Okay. And I'm showing you the before and after pictures, like the real deal. I bought the product on my own. It had nothing to do with the company. Now they're going to be sponsors. You know what I mean? That's the cool part. I like that because it shows that it's, you know, it tells you that I really believe in the product, that I spent my money on it. So if the hair thing is bothering me to get my natural yarmulke, and I want to try to erase it and try to get my natural yarmulke to disappear for now, because I know we're all going bald at one point or another. You know what I mean? And listen, I've been blessed at 55 to have the hair I have. I am super lucky. Okay, I know that because my buddies tell me all the time, dude, you're losing a little hair. Who cares? You've had it way longer than I have. You know, they tell me all the time. So imagine I'm worried about this. Imagine what Jada Pinkett Smith feels. She's a woman. Us guys, some of us might worry about our hair, and it's a shocking thing, and we got to deal with it, and our hair thins, and our hairlines get deeper and deeper, and all that kind of stuff, right? And can you imagine a woman losing her hair? So Chris Rock makes fun of a woman losing her hair in front of the world, and you saw her just get like, and so you didn't think her husband looked at that and saw it and said, dude, you just effing embarrassed the crap out of my wife. She has a condition and you're making fun of it. He should have gotten Pookie and knocked his ass out. Okay? That's what he should have done. He should have knocked him the F out. I would have made sure that Chris Rock wouldn't have been able to continue hosting the rest of that show. He wouldn't have been able to host a show for a couple of months when I was done with him. So it's not a matter of being a bad sport or anything like that. We can all make fun of each other. We can make fun of ourselves, but you're not allowed to make fun of people who have a condition, dude. And if you're married to a woman, if you're a girl, you have a girlfriend, you have a mother, ask them about losing their hair. What do you think a woman's going to think about losing her effing hair, bro? You know, if a woman wants to go bald by choice, God bless her. But I doubt she wants to go bald by somebody else's choice, by a condition. So that's my response on the Will Smith and Chris Rock situation. Lisa says, a very sad testament of how broken our country and world is. Violence is never acceptable. Yeah, he was defending Jada, but that rings hollow knowing what has previously said. Yeah, but the relationship, I'm sorry, Lisa, the relationship has nothing to do with alopecia. A relationship has nothing to do with someone's condition. You do not make fun of somebody with a serious condition that is affecting their lives. That was a hurt husband protecting his wife. Zero problem with it. Zero problem. You know, that's just the way it is. You ended up doing it. There you go. And listen, Will could be charged with assault and all of that, and so be it. But, bro, you're standing right there, right in front, and you're making fun of my wife. Yeah, that's, you got to have a little bit more awareness of what the woman is going through. That's just me, but whatever. Will Smith is a professional. He needs to act like one, address the issue backstage and call it a night. Now Will Smith looks like he has an anger problem. Well, Tony, I would have had the same anger problem. You're not going to stand there and make fun of my wife and her condition. No, dude. You know, it's assault, though. Disappointing that you think that's okay. Well, yeah. Hey, Troy, anytime you want, when I'm hanging out with my wife, come on over and insult my wife. I'll show you assault. I'll show you assault worse than what he did. A lot worse. You think that's assault? That's not assault. That's a slap. It's nothing. They want to call him assault, that's fine. But if he would have done that, for me at least, just so you'll know, it wouldn't have been an open slap, and it wouldn't have only been one punch. I'm pummeling Chris Rock. Okay? When I'm done with him, he's going to want to start using crack. Put it that way. He will end up in the Enterprise. Okay? He will end up in the Carter when I'm done with him if he does that. That's just the way it is. I'm sorry. I had zero issue with what Will Smith did. Zero. Can't do that just like right in front of everybody, bro. Can't. So, whatever. Either way, they'll resolve it one way or another. All right, the Welton Rayom text line. And by the way, if Will Smith does get charged, he can call Welton Rayom 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. By the way, if any of those three kids last night with their car, Maiden is always playing right in that area. If I was outside in the backyard with one of my dogs, and one of my dogs would have gotten injured or killed, I would be in jail right now. I would not be doing this show. I can tell you that. If those punk ass kids would have killed my dog, man, the damage I would have done to those punks would have been ugly. I would have lost it. Yeah, you don't do that. You don't mess with the family, bro. Not like that. No. Sorry. That's what I kept thinking about last night, man. My dog, especially Maiden, she runs that track all the time, down that alley all the time. And that's what I kept thinking about, that I could have lost my dog on that car accident last night. And I would have just got it. And she would have gone towards the accident, because as you're hearing the screeching tires, she goes towards the sounds always. She like attacks sounds. People come walking by the sidewalk on the other side of the wall. She runs up to the wall and starts like barking at the wall and following the person talking. Because she's a great dog. She's super loyal. She's super lovable. But if you're a stranger, you don't want to be anywhere near her. She's a load. You know what I'm saying? And so Maiden would not have survived probably if she was there. Those are the things, man, that was going through my mind yesterday. If I lose any of my dogs, oh my God. Oh my God. Vibrant show today. Well, what are you going to do? Lots of vibrant things went on. If Will Smith wanted to pummel Rock, he should have done it backstage, not in front of everyone. Bad look for Will. I've met him, and he's a nice guy. Total lack of professionalism. Well, Tony, you probably should not insult the man's wife, like, right in front of him. And you probably should not, like, disappoint her right in front of him. Like, she was mad, dude. Like, she was really sad about that comment. That hurt her, bro. It's not the same. And his sex life and her sex life, that has nothing to do with it. If they're fine with their relationship, then that's their business. That's the part that I don't understand. Why does it bother any of you out there? It's not the way I run my life. It's not the way you run your life, but it's not your life. It's theirs. So if they want to live an open marriage, that's their problem. That doesn't give you the right to insult the woman who's going through a serious condition. Whether she has a boyfriend on the side or not, dude, I don't know. Who cares? That's their problem. Plenty of couples do things that you would never do. That doesn't mean that they're not happy with their situation. If they are, then so be it, dude. That's all that matters, is you find your zen, your happy zone. And if that's their happy zone, they're still together, right? So obviously it works for them, even though everybody talks and comments about it. So why should we care? Jose Lucas says, Big O, let's talk some football. We got Tyreek. Jose, that was last week, bro. I appreciate the super chat, but yeah, they got Tyreek. What more do you want me to say? They got Tyreek. There's nothing more I can say. I don't know what more I can say. They got Tyreek. Big O getting a Tyreek Hill jersey in white throwback. Nice. There you go. It's a total lack of self-discipline, although I've been known to have lapses myself. We all have lapses, and I can understand a lapse in that case. You know what I mean? Agree, but what's the difference of what happened with George Masvidal? It wasn't like right in front of his kids. It was on social media. That's the difference. And then Masvidal went with a bunch of dudes. Will Smith went man on man right in front of him and slapped him. That's it. A slap is nothing. Breaking a tooth, assaulting, might be a little worse there. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. It's not, you shouldn't be talking about anybody's family. But when somebody is sick, maybe you don't want to do that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And also the difference in the settings is, dude, you're right in front of the woman. Like right in front of the woman. She actually talked about her condition. What is it, that Red Table show or whatever? And she was thoroughly disappointed about it. She's sad about it. I mean, who the hell can be happy about losing your hair? If you want to shave it on your own, fine. But losing it, I don't think a lot of people can be happy about that. Ricky Perez, thank you for the love on the super chat, man. Appreciate you. Big O, have you thought about moving out of the neighborhood, brother? Not yet. That'll be in a couple years. I have, but when I move out of the neighborhood, I'll move out of the state. All right, let's get to talking a little Dolphins football. Marcel Louis Jacques joins us. All right, let's get into our. I got the shirt too, baby. I got my. Oh, here it is. This way, the edge, baby. I got the edge. Edge energy drink. Miami Dolphins report.
Time to get the edge on the Miami Dolphins with our Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins report. When you want the energy drink that's delicious and smooth with zero aftertaste, you can only order Edge Energy Drink at myedgedrink.com. That's myedgedrink.com. Here's the ESPN Dolphin insider Marcel Louis Jacques.
All righty, there he is. I thought I was going to interview a can. For a second.
I was about to say, it might be more interesting to me. Who knows, man? Nobody's ever interviewed the can before. I'm sure it's got a story.
Well, I got to tell you, the Edge energy drink has a story, as you'll know. It's growing. It's going to be a monster soon to have an Edge bar coming to you. I'm not going to say anything else, but it's not my place. But
the details, man. You putting too many people on game right now.
Yeah, that's right. Smooth, delicious, zero aftertaste. So make sure you order at myedgedrink.com, and we've got a link there, but you can go to myedgedrink.com and order it, and you will not believe it after you taste it. You're going to go, wow, it is absolutely effing smooth. All right, so before we get into anything, let's get into the really important stuff. So Jada Pinkett Smith suffers from alopecia. Not sure if you know this. So it's a serious condition. So obviously when Chris Rock dropped the joke, she was disappointed about it because she's sad about this. So it hurt Will Smith to see his wife hurt. So he goes up there and he open hand slaps Chris Rock and sits his ass down and tells him to leave his wife's name out of his mouth. So, are we in the understanding mode for Will Smith, or are we saying Will Smith was out of line?
Look, somebody said it best yesterday that some people live in a world or feel like they live in a world where they can say things, certain things, without getting slapped. And I would recommend to not live in that world. Welcome to it, Chris Rock. Welcome to reality, man.
You agree with me? Okay.
Yeah, man. Look, first of all, we're crying assault. It was one open hand slap. It was more embarrassing than it was painful. But let's chill on the assault. He didn't grab him by the collar and wrestle him to the ground or choke him out. Like,
that's what I would have done, by the way. That's what I would have done. That's what the Cuban would have done that.
It was one slap.
I'm being honest. So you agree with me? If she didn't have alopecia and she actually chose to shave her head, and you make a joke, okay, we can all roll with it. But the poor woman has a serious condition, and it's like, that's where you cross the line. That you just can't say jokes about people who are sick. And that's the problem.
Yeah, it's it was an incredible moment in Twitter history. It was an incredible moment in Academy Award history. It was a very two Americas moment, because you saw some differing opinion, between this is assault and this is battery, this is violence, versus, well, you shouldn't have been talking. You know what? I still don't know what my profanity allowance is on this show, so I'm going to go ahead and err on the side of caution. But you shouldn't have been running your mouth.
He says you shouldn't be talking bullshit, in other words, is what he's saying. But go ahead. I don't know if you want to say that, but go ahead.
Yeah, you shouldn't have been running your mouth. Look, I'm not necessarily condoning what he did. I'm just saying I get it. I get it. I get it.
By the way, to use a Chris Rock line, I don't condone it, but I get it, right? What was I forgot what it was that he was talking about back in the day, but that's his line, actually. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
You see what I mean? No, it is one of those moments where, like, you learned a lesson, and I guarantee there's a lot of people who aren't going to be talking about Will Smith when they know Will Smith might pull up now. I don't want to look. I said it was more embarrassing than it was painful, and that's true. I mean, millions of people now are clowning you for they're either clowning you or they're praising you. Either way, they are recognizing the fact that a grown man slapped you in the face on national television in front of a million people.
Well, but you know what? Well, hold on a second, Marcel. I think there's a lot of ignorance too going on because I think a lot of people have no idea that Jada has alopecia. And so they've gone off the whole thing of, well, open marriage and this and that. And she just has her head shaved. What's the big deal? And all that. There's a lot of people that don't have the key fact that changes the entire equation. And I hear it in the way people talk. They have no idea about her condition. And I think that's a problem.
Yeah. And, this is Twitter and the internet is a place where nuance goes to die. We know that. So I don't expect people to get or look up or have the full story. They're just going to see an angry black man slapping another black man and call it violent, call it assault, call it this, that, and the third. I saw a man defending his wife by any means necessary. Would I have done it? I can't say that I would have. That's a long. You know how mad he had to be? That wasn't no short walk, Like that was enough of a walk to where you're gonna have to think about, okay, like, do I really want to do this? Have I walked too far? Like now what? And then you gotta walk back too. Like that was obviously an emotional moment for him. Probably could have handled it better off stage. Sure, of course there is a more mature way to do that. But I get why he did it, and that's what we're losing here. Is like I understand. Like more people should get smacked for talking out the side of their neck. Like more people should get slapped. And I know there's probably a commenter or two that are like, yeah, reporters should get smacked in the locker room for being overly critical. If we say something outright offensive, then yes, sure.
Oh yeah, no. Listen, do it again. Far from saying someone sucks, I don't care about that. But yeah, I mean, like that guy that went after Brady's kid, like the radio guy that went after Brady's kid 2 years ago and got suspended. It's like, what are you, an idiot? I mean, how are you going after somebody's kid? So that kind of stuff, yeah, I totally. And you're right. There's a better way of handling it, but I kind of understand where you lose it. And dude, you have no idea that condition she has, how she's dealing with that behind the scenes. And he might be seeing it firsthand, how it's bothering her or whatever. Maybe she loved her hair, bro. You know what I mean? She loved working her hair and doing all kinds of things like women do normally. You know what I'm saying? So it probably affected him more than anybody else. So it is what it is. All right. Go ahead.
And very last thing, because I know they're probably like, man, where's the Dolphins talk? I've seen enough of this stuff. The last thing, he did laugh. He kind of chuckled at the joke. I don't know if it was legitimate chuckle or like just like an uncomfortable laugh. But you see how quickly that thing changed when he saw Jada's face?
Right.
That is protecting your wife, man. That's protecting your wife.
Yep.
But
that's what it was. All right, so let's get into, the two main comments. First of all, on the whole Tua Teddy thing, Mike McDaniel kind of, just in case for those out there that are thinking Teddy's going to take over and Teddy's going to challenge and Teddy this and Teddy that, or Teddy's here to push him or that kind of stuff. Mike McDaniel defined what the roles are all about, who's the starter and who's the backup. That is something you would not have gotten from your other guy, by the way. But go ahead.
Yeah, probably not. Look, again, what's understood don't always need to be explained. All of our reporting to this point has been Teddy is here to be the backup, high level, high quality backup. I've gone on my rants on this very show before for the past month. Like it was obvious to anybody paying attention that he's the backup quarterback. But what 28, 29-year-old quarterback with several seasons as a starter under his belt is going to come out and say, yeah, I'm here to back up Tua. I'm here to do the best job I can holding the footboard, and I'm here to do this and that. No, like it was a little bit of, I know Mike said it was a professional thing, and You know, I'm not doubting that Teddy is the ultimate or the consummate professional, but like again, man, do you really want that out of your players? You really want them to say, if you're a fan, you really want them to come out and say, I am here to be the best backup that I can be. No, man. Like all these guys think they can start. All these guys think they're the best. It's part of the bravado that you need to succeed in the NFL. Obviously, Tua is the starter. That is unquestioned. This is not another 2021. This is not another, you know, they're going to trade for this guy. They're going to sign this, start Teddy when Tua struggles, do this, do that. Like, I'm sure there'll be a portion of the fan base, if Tua has a couple bad games, that is going to start calling for Teddy. There's a portion of the fan base that was calling for Reed Sinnett last year. So, like, we've seen how down bad people can get. But let's not get this twisted. This was obvious to everybody, but maybe a handful of reporters that this is not backup. This is not a controversy.
You're right about a couple reporters, but Marcel, you got to admit, dude, you got it on Twitter. You got it on your DM. You got it on emails. Listeners were telling you left and right, oh, no, he's here to challenge. He's here to push him. He's going to be the starter, this and that. So it's not just some reporters that were probably out of touch, but man, there were a lot of fans that thought there was more to this than just him being what he should be, a great backup for Tua.
That's all I've been saying. And, you know, I think if I say the term, he's here to push Tua, it really means he's here to elevate the level of play in that quarterback room, not pushing for a starting job. He's here to push him every day, like bring that competitive nature out of him, not literally compete for a starting job. And again, maybe that could have been explained a little better. I don't know. But that's the case here. Tua is the guy they spent
not to insult the last guy that was here. I just think Teddy mentally will bring something else to the table now that Tua did not see. And he's going to see a guy that's mature enough that is obviously going to see things that Tua hasn't seen because he's been in the league for 7 years. And I just think knowledge-wise, that's the thing about Teddy. His mind is elite. And so, you know, unfortunately, the good Lord didn't bless him with the abilities to match his mind. Unfortunately,
you know,
it sucks.
I can't help but wonder. He doesn't tear his ACL twice, back to back like that.
He was never really an athletic guy, bro. He never really had a gun. No matter what, he never really had enough. He had a good rookie year.
He had a good rookie year in Minnesota. I think, you know, I think he was maybe not on track to being like an elite quarterback, but I know that the debate was between Teddy and Derek Carr that season. And I have no reason to think that if he had stayed healthy this entire time, he didn't have that 2-year lapse and kind of was just trying to claw his way back. It's hard to do that, man. Like if you lose out on a year, like if you spend a year as a backup quarterback, then all of a sudden that's what you're typecast as. Like then you're all of a sudden you're a bridge quarterback. You're not seeing guys who who take a year off or spend 2 years away come back as starters unless they are super elite, like we're about to see with Deshaun Watson.
He never was blessed with Derek Carr's ability. Never ever blessed with that ability. Never with that.
I got a little sidetracked. What I was trying to say is I wouldn't be shocked if he was in that kind of realm of quarterbacks. He's not going to be elite, but he's not going to be the tail end of the league either. Just right on that cusp of like, you know, every now and then this guy might win us a game, but usually he's just going to be inefficient. Right.
Yeah, exactly. And that's and for me, I just love him as a backup. I think he's going to be so good for Tua. It's not even funny, man. I just think he brings a lot to the quarterback room and to the sidelines on a consistent basis. I think by the end of the year, Tua's going to be singing Teddy's praises because Teddy will make him a better quarterback, not because he's pushing him, because he's going to pass on the knowledge that Teddy has. And I think that's the part that's priceless. And I think, you know, with McDaniel, I think he understands something that a lot of us overlook, sometimes in the media and sometimes a lot of times with fans. We think too much of strength and speed and physicality, and we're sometimes too Neanderthalish in this game, and we don't understand at times enough that they're all talented. They all can run. They all can leap. They all can hit. They all can. It's the guy that is smarter. It's the guy that works harder. It's the guy that is willing to stay an extra hour or two in the film room. those are the guys that end up really becoming the special guys. And I think that's what McDaniel's trying to find. That's what Shula had. That's what Landry had. A lot of, really good coaches try to find the guy that is not just smart, he's also cerebral. That's when you have a great football player.
Yeah, and I think that this is something that maybe Tua has never had in his career since maybe, Brian Dable days at Alabama. He's going to have offensive-minded coaches that will elevate his game. I don't know if I can say I've been critical per se of Tua. I think I've been overtly objective about how I feel about Tua over the past two times I've been on the show.
We haven't thrown you off the bandwagon yet, so you're still on.
I don't know if I'm.
We kicked Shad, we kicked Omar, we kicked Poupart out. You're still on. You and Cam are still on for now. Okay,
I don't know if I'm on or.
I want you to know that. No, you're still on. You're still on. We're I'm just telling you, we're keeping track here. We've kicked 3 of you out, so there's 2 left. It's you and Cam. I just want you to know that.
What I do want to say is I think that he has the pieces around him to succeed, and I think this will work. I need to see it, but I think that this will work. Just because he's got the coach, he's got the weapons, he's got the line. It's not that he was some awful, we weren't watching Jared Goff or Brock Osweiler or something like Jake Locker the past couple of years. It's not like he's been just this horrible quarterback. I think that he maybe tried to do too much to make up for what was around him, and he was not that kind of guy. I don't think he's not a put on a cape to be a superhero type quarterback. He's got the pieces around him. I think he's accurate enough.
Wait a minute. Can I meet you halfway on this? I think he can do some of those things to help you, but the problem is the other half has got to meet him halfway also. So, because there are times where he gets crafty back there and avoids a ton of pressure, but then it's finding somebody, and guys they can't break away from their defenders. All of a sudden now, you've got some speed on the field. Separation will be there. Windows will be actually available to him now. So I think it's a little bit of both. He can help you create some stuff, but the guys also have to do their part too, and there wasn't enough of that.
And what have I been saying on this show for the past month? That this coaching staff believed playmaker was as big of a need as offensive line.
Yes.
Never said they didn't think OL wasn't a need. I just think they didn't think it was as drastic as a lot of people around, the fans and media around the league thought. They saw playmaker though as a situation where it was something's got to change. Something has to change. Right. We're not going into next season with this current set.
I'm with you.
And look at the drastic moves. That's obviously they gave Teron Armstead a lot of money. It wasn't stupid money though. It's good money. It's a lot. Don't get me wrong. $87.5 million. Man, I would cry. But it's not $120 million and 6 draft picks to get Teron Armstead. You know what I mean? They didn't try to trade for Trent Williams. They didn't try to trade for David Bakhtiari. So I hope that it made it clear what I've been reporting over the past couple of weeks. But yeah, he's got the separators now. He's got the yak guys, as Tyreek Hill said. I'm never gonna call him cheater. By the way, I'll say that's corny for me. He can do it. It's corny for me to do it. I feel corny doing it. Tyreek Hill said they're gonna get drunk off the yak, the yards after catch, and I think that it is a arguably best skilled position group, top 5 at worst in the NFL right now on paper, and that's not really debatable. I don't think it's very debatable. Anytime you add Tyreek Hill, you're already going to be a top 10 unit. Add Jalen Waddle, add Mike Gesicki, add Edmonds and Mostert. I'd said Wilson. He's got all the toys in his box right now. I think it's going to work, man. I think it's going to work. If gun to my head, I had to choose one way or another, then I would be more optimistic than pessimistic. But I'm also a realist, and I need to see it first.
All right. And, of course, Marcel Louis-Jacques joining us as he joins us twice a week for our Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins report, where you always get the edge. And, by the way, if you want to try Edge Energy Drink, come on. Smooth, delicious, 0 aftertaste. MyEdgeDrink.com is the website. myedgedrink.com. Get it delivered to the office, delivered to your home right there. We have a link here below on our YouTube page. You can check it out, myedgedrink.com. All right, so I love Mike McDaniel. He actually answers your questions. He actually puts rumors to rest and all that crap. He did it with Teddy Bridgewater and all the silliness last week of Tom Brady. I don't know how many people are calling me and texting me, hey, is Tom Brady coming? I keep telling him, no shot. Thank you, Mike McDaniel. He called it fake news.
Yeah, look how hard that is. And look how easy that is. Something's wrong, call it wrong. Boom. I've gotten enough fast. No, I had, sources within the Dolphins building tell me last week that people laughed inside the building when that rumor came out. It's not realistic. Yes, there was interest when he was a free agent, when everybody had fair game to sign him. But in what world do the Bucs allow him to unretire and keep building around him just to say, hey, weak conference, we got all of our guys back, division that we should win sleepwalking?
Amen.
Trade me to the Dolphins. Let the other team in our state enjoy this. Let our in-state rival get the greatest quarterback of all time. We'll take Tua in a first-round pick, sure. Like we don't need to win the championship right now. We're only 2 years removed from a Super Bowl. That's good enough for the next 20. In what world, man? Like
right.
This is the dumbest rumor one of the dumbest rumors I've ever heard, man. He's not coming. They're not trading for him. What do they even have to trade for him? You know what I mean? You have to get rid of the 23 first rounder. You have to get rid of Tua.
Yeah.
It's just like, let's just use that. Yeah. So and
I got to tell you something. Not that it's a problem or anything, you got to do it, but the offense that Mike McDaniel has vision right now, it's not really what he would have Tom Brady run. He would have to then adjust that too, because there'll be a lot less movement from the quarterback. Whereas in his offense, he's going to have the quarterback moving around. And with Tom Brady, you normally don't. So he would have, not that that's an issue. Mike could end up doing it and all that. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, what he's picturing right now is not what he would do with Tom Brady. He would completely change the whole thing. But I'm just glad that the coach was honest enough to go out there and just squash some of this stuff. Was there anything else that stood out to you from this?
Teron Armstead will be playing left tackle. That I don't think there's a whole lot of debate about where he was going to be, but Armstead at left tackle didn't necessarily commit to the rest of the line. I don't think that there's no hard commit that Connor Williams will be playing guard. This is the guy who started at tackle at University.
Or no, he might be right. No, but he might be right guard. He might be a right guard. Maybe somebody in camp wakes the hell up and looks really good in this system and is comfortable at left guard, and they say, well, we'll play Connor at right guard. Who knows? You never know.
I will not be surprised if we see a light bulb turn on for one of these young guys, for like an Austin Jackson or Solomon Kinley or Liam Eichenberg. I think that this staff firmly believes that, and when I say I think the staff firmly believes, I mean I'm reporting it, I'm not guessing, that the scheme and the lack of development was based on the coaches in place last year. Respectfully, like, it's not like they're saying they're bad coaches. I just think that they weren't asked to do what was within their skill set last year.
Let's imagine. See, you made me laugh now because, my mind, because I'm cynical. Okay, I've been in this business 32 years. I apologize, Marcel. But okay, so now it's week 16. They've rushed for 2,000 yards. They got two backs that have 700-800 yards each. Another guy has a couple hundred yards, a quarterback, whatever, right? And they're all sitting back going, man, this is great. We're doing a great job running the ball. What happened last year? And everybody looks at Lem Pierre in the room.
If you like.
I mean, think about it. The entire year, if it goes the other way and they have success, Lem Pierre's going to walk around going, damn, I effed up this whole play.
Hey, but you know what's better than making people staring at you when you're in the room? Not being in the room.
Getting slapped at the Oscars?
What's worse? You know what's worse than people staring at you in the room is not being in the room. They gave Lem a job. They a demotion, but a job. And they said, hey, man, like, there's some good things we saw out of you last year. Not necessarily ready to give you this unit yet, but here's Applebaum, here's Frank Smith. These are guys who are accustomed to developing offensive linemen. Why don't you take a beat, learn from these guys?
Right.
And he might mess around and get a job elsewhere. So, like, I think he's got plenty to be proud of. He's got plenty to be proud of, man. You know, I'm not going to trash a fellow Haitian. So, like, he's got plenty to be proud of. He's got plenty to learn, obviously. But, like, even people around him say, like, maybe it just wasn't his time.
No, he wasn't ready for it. He's where he belongs now, so he can learn and grow. And then maybe the next time he's given that chance, he's actually ready for it, and they don't set you up for failure. But that happens by the way, that happens in all kinds of businesses where they set up employees for failure all the time because they didn't train them properly or find the right person or those kind of things. So it happens all the time. All right, what are you working on ESPN so folks can check you out?
Got a feature story with a couple of marquee rookies, a couple of community service things that they have done that I feel like people enjoy learning about. Really enjoyed having those conversations with these guys over the past few days. And then the attention is the draft, man. We're gonna have a boring draft weekend. You know, I might stay home, put some sweats on, grab a light beer, maybe a 4% ABV beer, so I still got my mind about me, and just watch the first round and enjoy it. Because they ain't picking it till 102, and I don't know if that's necessarily changing. So we got some time to kill.
We'll be in Vegas. We'll be in Vegas. That's how you celebrate the first round. Whether you pick or you don't pick, it don't matter. You're in Vegas. See, that way, at the end of the day, when the draft is done, it's late for you guys, not for me and Sean. The night is young, and we're gonna go out and have some fun. So there you go. You're welcome to join us in Vegas.
Love me a draft weekend, man. That's the it's funny. We don't have a lot of places that we need to be in the off season as reporters, but the few that we do are so draining and time consuming. Like the Senior Bowl, you're out. It's a 3 a.m. night every night. The Combine, 3 a.m. nights every night if you're lucky. Draft weekend, I'm getting home at 2 a.m. and then probably still can't sleep because I'm still wired. I'm still looking at the board. I'm still answering questions. It is just, and then of course OTAs and mini camps and training camps. Those are 2-3 hours in the sun. You're beat down, and you got right after. Like they are draining. But man,
poor Marcel Louis
not
Jacques.
traded for the world.
I gotta tell you, these postmen and postwomen, they're really sad for you, man. These people that are constructing buildings, they feel sorry for you. Police officers feel sorry for you. Firemen feel sorry for you. Teachers dealing with 20 kids a day, they feel sorry for you.
I will say though, journalists do deserve some empathy at the ground floor levels, bro. Like I was making $28 a year for the first 3 years of my career. When I got raised to 37, I thought I made it. I'm car shopping, I'm doing this and that. I was like, oh my God, we did it.
Teachers, how they feel and what they get paid.
We should pay. I think teachers should be way better paid than they are.
I just want to bring back to reality here, okay? All right. Reality.
I think we're misconstruing. I think we're misconstruing the point here. I'm saying I have a great life. I have a great off season. The few things I have to do are draining, and they take all day and they're long. But I would not trade this for the world.
That was better phrase.
Yeah,
that was better phrase.
Oh, you cut me off. I'm supposed to get a full point across. You only let me get 75% of the words out, oh. Come on.
Yeah, that's my job, to kind of spin it and create some controversy, and that's kind of what I do. Ball bust all day, bro. That's kind of what we do for 3 hours.
I'm the anti-controversy though, man. You can't controversy me, man.
We like to
grab my narrative by the horns.
We like to smack you with controversy on this show. That's kind of what we do. All right, follow my Twitter.
Saw his hips turn, man. That was core. That's the Ali trading.
He laid right into it, bro. He used his weight and everything. Follow him on Twitter, Marcel_LJ, and catch his work there, of course, at ESPN. Marcel, you're the best. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you. There you go. You now have the edge on your Miami Dolphins.
You now have the edge on the Miami Dolphins with the Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins Report featuring ESPN's Marcel Louis-Jacques. Get the energy drink that's delicious and smooth with zero aftertaste. You can only order Edge Energy Drink at myedgedrink.com. That's myedgedrink.com.
Smash the hell out of that like button. Yeah, baby. Hey, Lenny Locksmith. Yeah. You know, we got the lockdown segment now every week, twice a week with David Dwork and the man, the myth, the legend that is George Richards, FloridaHockeyNow.com. Subscribe. And if you're locked out of your home, if you're locked out of your car, you need a spare key. LennyLocksmith.com. Locations all throughout South Florida, Dade, Broward, Palm Beach. Excuse me. And for those of you that live in Orlando or Tampa and listening, LennyLocksmith.com. We've got a location there. We've also got one in Arizona, in Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix, Arizona, all the way to Tacoma, Philadelphia, Atlanta, L.A., Northern California, where the girls are warm. All right. I would pay teachers better if they stopped substituting their politics for actual school subjects. I didn't get any politics. So you're in class all day? That's what they're doing? Is that what you're told? You're in class all day, listening to all the teachers doing politics, or you just getting riled up for no reason by one side? Let's see. Kenshawn says, lean in on a slap, the edge out of Chris Rock joke. Big O. I got you now. Has Armstead actually signed yet? Spotrac showing him unsigned, and if he does, Fins will be way over the cap limit. Maybe that's what they're doing. They're reworking stuff to make sure everything is done. So, how about this, dude? Don't worry about it. Armstead's there, bro. He's not going anywhere. They've got plenty of people. Maybe they're trying to work trades right now. Parker or something, which I was shocked to hear from Barry Jackson that actually somebody would trade for Devontae Parker. But yeah, they have players that they can release and move around money and all that stuff. So don't worry. That's already been thought of. They're playing chess, and you and I play checkers. They've got that. That's not something you need to worry about. Oh, you know what I need to worry about? It's the top of the hour. Let's get ready for hour number 2 right here on the program. Sean Stanley is mastering it. In hour number 2, Alan Poupar will join us. He, of course, also covered the Miami Dolphins with our Sports Grill Miami Dolphins report. He'll join us at 11:30. Let's take a quick break. Hour numero 2 is next.
When you're ready to purchase a new home loan or refinance the one one you have. American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727, or online at adreamlending.com. When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than a roof above the people you love. Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411, and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs, led by their highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. All of their previous customers have an opportunity to enter their bi-weekly drawings to receive free an exterior impact metal door. Please call for more details. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411. Trust Tommy to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family. The Big O Radio Show is looking for an experienced salesperson in the radio or TV business. The candidate must have at least 5 years of sales experience in the broadcast business over the last 10 years. Please email your phone number and resume to bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. That's bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Looking for an aggressive person who can help our platform expand into many avenues in our business. Reach out if you are the person that's able to make a difference. The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by HialeahParkCasino.com. Enjoy simulcast racing, dining, a magnificent poker room, and a casino with the most popular machines on the market. OKCoin.com. Download the app on iOS, Google Play, or Windows. OKCoin.com with over 50 different coins and incredible staking rewards. Pallet Rack City. There's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. OK Coin is one of the largest fiat to crypto trading platforms in the world, founded in 2013. OK Coin offers advanced features for crypto beginners and high-volume traders alike, enabling users in 184 countries worldwide. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Dos del programa. Don't forget, folks, to smash the hell out of that like button, man. It is very important. Got over 500 people watching. What do we have? What do I see here? Under 200 likes. Let's go, man. 163. Come on. Let's go. You got 529 there. Doesn't take much effort. By the way, the program is proudly brought to you by Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com. I've got a challenge for you out there. I'm going to have a little fun with some of you out there. I'm going to do this every once in a while, okay? You can call Tommy B. Butts Jr. if you need a new roof. 954-735-9826. That's 954-735-9826. The next person that gets a new roof with Tommy B. Butts Jr., I'm going to do a show live from your house. Okay? All right? So, if you're thinking of doing your roof, and obviously these guys have been in South Florida, Tommy B. Butts Jr. is a South Florida resident, a lifelong South Florida resident, 25 years, over 25 years, AAA plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. This is a great company, a great man, a great family man. Tommy is a great human being, licensed and insured, highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. Here's my challenge. the next listener here in South Florida that gets their roof done by Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com. You call him 954-735-9826. He's got another number, 954-394-1411. But 954-735-9826. The next listener that gets their roof done with Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises, I will do a show from your house. Do it in the porch, do it in the back porch, do it in the pool, do it by your bar, whatever it is. Not in your bedroom. I'm not going in your bedroom. Kitchen is good. The wife can be cooking while we're eating, while we're on the air. Sean likes to eat. I like to eat. We don't mind doing it in the kitchen. So the next listener that gets their roof done at Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises, no charge, bonus show right there. How about that? There you go. These are things that you're not going to happen on regular. I wanted to have some fun. Want to do some challenges. You know what I mean? Because I know roofs aren't done every day. So it's not something that like 800 people are going to call Tommy. You know what I mean? If I say, hey, the next person that goes and gets a 24-pack of Edge, I'm going to do a show at your house. That, a bunch of people are going to do it. I won't be able to do that. But a roof, not everybody needs a roof, but maybe your business is leaking. Maybe it's your home, and we've got the rainy season coming in just a couple of months here, right? Start of June, you need to fix that. So call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Next person to get their roof done with Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises, I will do a live show from your home. Okay? All right? It says, South Florida Don says, damn, I don't need a new roof. No, the whole thing is not staged, by the way. The Chris Rock thing, no, that's real, bro. You can tell. You can babysit while roof is being done. No, I think we'll do it after your roof is done, bro. I mean, we're not going to do it during the roof being done. After the roof is done, then we'll go. Hey, maybe I'll broadcast from the roof. How about that? If it's a big-ass roof, you got like a business, maybe I could broadcast from the roof. There you go. No, I'm serious. And the next person that calls Tommy B. Butts Jr., if you've been thinking about it, right? So here's a bonus. We'll have some fun. Okay? That's the challenge out there. The University of Miami basketball program, I'd be remiss if I did not mention this. But listen, it's Pat Riley, it's Eric Spoelstra, and Jim Larinaga. That's it. There's no fourth coach. All right? We're gonna have to go Schaefer or Shaky or so I don't know who we're gonna add, high school or college or something local. There is no other NBA coach, but those are the three greatest coaches. Okay, maybe Leonard Hamilton would be the fourth one, probably, right? But for me, that is the pinnacle of what we've had here in basketball. Riley, Spo, and Larinaga. That's how I look at Larinaga. To me, Larinaga is looked at as a G. Like I look at Spo and obviously Riley. To me, we've had 3 Gs in this town. Those are the 3 Gs we've had in this town, in my eyes. These guys are just absolutely impeccable. And what he did again this year proves why he is a great coach. And I know the moment might have gotten a little too big for them in the second half against Kansas, and they turned over the ball and weren't hitting shots and all that stuff. And Kansas was just better in the end. I mean, hell, the Final Four, I was looking at it last night. I'm going, so it's Villanova, Kansas, so UNC and Duke. Like, nothing changes. It's like, damn it, after all that stuff, St. Peter's and UM, and damn it, it's the same dudes always there, that kind of stuff. But there is nothing to be ashamed about. It's everything to be proud about. Of course, we wanted to see him in the Final Four, and then we would have wanted to see him in the championship game, and then we would have wanted to see him win because that's just the way it goes. But I just felt so good for those kids because they did such a phenomenal job. And they weren't the bigger team. You can tell they weren't the more athletic team. And they fought and they did the best they could. And in that first half, they did enough to make Kansas doubt themselves. But that program is what it is, right? And they responded in the second half. And unfortunately, Miami didn't have enough. But I wasn't sitting there like I was mad at the kids or pissed or anything like that. I was really, 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 really happy for the University of Miami basketball program. And it's great for the program overall because I think the football program is now on the rise. I think Mario is now going to start making some noise. I think this helps Larinaga now also. He signed an extension and everything. So maybe the success of the football program, the success now of the basketball program, maybe this is a catapult for both now. The basketball program's been really good for a while. They went into a funk the last couple of years. They had some issues, but they're back, and maybe now this keeps them in that role, and maybe now they start getting some. I know there aren't a lot of stars left in college basketball because they move on to the G League right away now instead, but maybe they can get the better players now or some transfers and things like that to kind of keep it going. And I think the success, if football does have the success that we think it can have, that is also going to help the basketball program and everything overall because more people will want to be a part of the University of Miami program, period, whether it's basketball or football. By the way, don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button. We're at 203 right now. We've got over 500 people watching, like 550 people watching. So let's hit that. Let's smash the hell out of that like button, man. Bill Foster resurrected it. Yes, but he's nowhere near those guys. Leonard Hamilton is the only guy that I would put right under those guys here at the. He did a lot of good things here. He had a lot of good players. I put Larinaga ahead of him, but the only other guy would be Leonard Hamilton that belongs in that group because he and Stan were just a dynamic duo for the University of Miami for a long time. I mean, listen, the Leonard Hamilton days are the days where we actually went and put 13,000 in the Miami arena. What was it? Boston College. I think there was a Georgetown game involved there because when they thought it was going to be a bigger game than what would fit in the Knight Center, right? I think is where we were at that time. They would move it to the Miami Arena, and there were a couple games where we got some big ass crowds into the Miami Arena for the University of Miami basketball program. And I know now they're permanently in the Watsco Center, which is a fantastic place. But I would love to see that problem once again, that the basketball program has such a demand that they have to move it from the Watsco Center to the FTX Arena. That would be cool because we did that years ago. Obviously, those of you that are young, you'll have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. But those of you that are probably in your, I would say late 30s to early to 40s and up, you lived those moments where we had some pretty sweet basketball games at the Miami Arena, man. That was fun. I remember covering those games as a young reporter back in those days. Let's see. Between the deep run and the coaching, I believe the U becomes an attractive destination now for better basketball recruits. I agree with you. Dylan says people need to realize these are professional actors. Will Smith compared it to his character, King Richard. No, it wasn't staged. There was no way it was staged. You can tell it was real. You can tell Jada it was real, man. King Shore says, coming at you live from Stubby Oaks, North Carolina. Go Heels. Let's see. Rich L says toxic masculinity would have been more effective if he shamed Chris Rock instead of insulting him. And if it's my opinion, so save all your wrong comments. You won't change my mind. How would you have shamed them, Richo? How do you shame them in that moment? You don't really have the mic. So what do? Do you go up there to the stage and start saying something? What do you do to shame him? You know? I wish we got to see Jada's and everyone's in the crowd reaction. Whoa, you saw Jada's reaction. She was disappointed with the joke. It was pretty obvious. All right, what do we have here? All right, I do have some time here. I want to get into something. I do want to get into a little sum here because I'm getting this quite a bit. I'll get it on the DM. I'll get it out here on the chat board. I'll get it on Twitter, Facebook, all the freaking different platforms that we have nowadays. We added TikTok, by the way. Got to start doing some TikTok stuff that soon is coming. But we added TikTok also. Big O Radio Show, by the way. Everything's Big O Radio Show, except for Twitter is Big O Show. But most everything is Big O Radio Show, pretty much is where you find everything. And please subscribe to our TikTok page so we can start to build that thing up also. Anyway, so I am getting all this crap on the different platforms. And some guy over the weekend, example, says to me, hey, I'm tired of listening to this guy complain about the Dolphins or I'm tired of watching this guy complain about Tua and this and that. Let me ask you guys something, okay? There's a ton of negativity out there. Whether it's the people that say Tua can't do it, Tua doesn't have the arm, that Chris Greer is a bad GM, that Stephen Ross is a terrible owner, that they paid too much for Teron Armstead, that the Tyreek Hill gamble is not going to pay off, whatever it is. I've heard so many different complaints from people, okay? But here's what I have for all of you out there. Why? If you don't like the person and you don't like what they're talking about, then why are you giving them the time of day? You're not going to convince the person that doesn't like Tua. The dude that doesn't think Tua can throw the ball will never believe you until Tua goes out there and absolutely balls out. And then just maybe that person will come clean. But the part I don't understand is, why do you guys torture yourselves? Because really, in the end, it's all about common sense. So let's see. The team with a head coach that knows nothing about offense, can't build an offense, can't find offensive coaches. You can't coach up the line. You don't have a quarterbacks coach. You don't have a competent offensive coordinator, but they've won 9 and 10 games the last 2 years. So you bring back the defense, which is not great, but it's pretty good. It's fine. And it could be better if you get the better offense. So all of a sudden now, a team that had no offense, if they did figure out the offense and they start getting it going, what's a 9 or 10 win team supposed to be with an offense? 11 or 12? Because that's the way I look at it. So if you look at it the same way I do, if you believe that Tua had no help, and now with help, he will shine, that's what I believe. I believe Mike McDaniel and Frank and Matt Applebaum, I think they're going to figure out the running game, and I think they're going to get it going. So I feel great about the Dolphins in 2022. I get it. It's dangerous to feel good about the Dolphins. It's dangerous to have confidence in the Dolphins. Why? We've been burned many, many times over having confidence. Well, I'm sorry. I feel good about the team. I love the addition of Tyreek Hill. I love the Cedric Wilson addition for slot. I think now you've got 3 guys that you can maneuver around. Gesicki, you add the running game that they added, a lot of speed with those guys. You added 2 excellent linemen. You added a run scheme now that will complement the linemen that you currently have now. The ones from last year will get better through these guys. That's the way I feel. And I'm not going to apologize because I feel good about the Dolphins in 2022. And you shouldn't either. And why pay attention to the person that just wants to be negative? Look, I give Barry Jackson a lot of credit over the weekend. He talked, even though he's been part of creating all this crap, this FUD around Tua, he was right in that article. And people are just going overboard and they're piling on. But if Tua goes out there and proves it, that's all you need, man. That's all you need. And in the end, you can then tell your friend that wasn't a believer. You can then go at the talk show host, writer, podcaster, whatever it is, wherever you hear it, and tell them, see, you were wrong. And if they're, honest enough about it, they will admit, hey, yeah, I was wrong. I screwed up. The kid can play. But for those of you out there, why are you torturing yourself with this stuff? Just makes zero sense. Whatever you believe in, write it, man. And enjoy it. Because I think in the end, you will do that this season. You will actually enjoy it. I really believe that. Oh, Lordy. I got to tell you. You all out there. Trip me out sometimes. By the way, the Sloman Shield, here's Alarmo. He is ready to protect you. Got video of that crash and everything yesterday. And thanks to our Sloman's cameras, by the way, catching everything around the home. Even people barreling into your home, you can catch it on the Sloman's cameras. And right now, folks, we're going to give you a free doorbell camera. Yeah. Who knows? I might see a car go right through my door. And I'll catch it on the doorbell camera. That's what it's all about. And at Sloman's, yesterday I had some food delivered. And I was actually upstairs. Doorbell rings. I tell the lady, please, can you leave the food right there on the bench? So that's what she did. She left it on the bench. You're on the bench. That was my Scotty Farrell. You're on the bench. So she left it on the bench. And then when I was done, went downstairs, picked up my food, and I was ready to go. And that's what I love about my Sloman Shield. I'm in tune with everything going on around my house, in front of my doorbell, running into my walls, cars, you name it. We can keep up with all of it. And I got a camera inside my house to make sure my dogs are fine. That's thanks, of course, to the Sloman Shield. You can do the same thing, folks. 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME. And what you're going to love about that doorbell camera, it connects to your smartphone. And with the professional installation and our low-cost central station monitoring, you're going to get an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3-arm doors, and a backup battery. So what are you waiting for, folks? Tell them that Big O sent you. 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME for Sloman's Home Shield. All right, let's talk a little Miami Dolphins football with Alan Poupart and our Sports Grill Miami Dolphins report.
Let's get ready to talk Dolphins football. It's the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins report with Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupart. With locations throughout South Florida, Sports Grill is the home of the special grilled wings. Check out our sponsored locations in Miami on Bird Road and 114th and in Miami Lakes in the Royal Oaks Plaza. Here's Miami Dolphins insider Alan Poupart.
There he is. No Montreal Expos hat. Wow.
No.
Wow. You don't take that out on the streets? You're embarrassed or something? Is that what it is?
No, it's long, complicated, boring story nobody wants to hear.
Okay, all right. Do
I'm
they
a little naked right now.
think you're French Canadian and you won't be tipping people? What was going on? Tell me. Walk us through.
I compensate for my peeps. So if anything, I tip very, very generously. Trying to break the stereotype. You know what I'm saying?
You remember Neil? Neil used to kill the French Canadians, dude. Oh my God, he used to wipe them out all the time. It was funny as hell, by the way. I mean, he would take a shot at everybody, by the way, not just French Canadians. But I remember his rants on French Canadians. They were strong. They were strong and funny at times. Rest in peace, Neil. All right, so it's nice to have a coach that actually communicates with you guys and tells you like things. Yeah, no, that's not true. You know, that kind of stuff. So first of all, squashing the Tom Brady rumor, that was good. Kind of end with that one already, which I think most of us with a brain didn't believe it in the first place, but go ahead.
No, correct. And again, him saying what pretty much was kind of clear, except that Teddy Bridgewater, for some reason, danced around the question about what he was told his role was going to be. This is where I'm not completely sure I agree with Mike McDaniel. We're saying it wasn't his place to say so. I mean, it would have been no problem for me to Teddy Bridgewater to just say, listen, I'm going to come in to help the team this way. Can Tua is a starter. I've been in this league a long time. I can help him see things and all that. And, you know, if I get my turn to play, then I'm going to do what I've always said. Something along those lines. I don't think that would have been a stretch. I don't think that would have been anything wrong with it whatsoever. Having said that, again, it was good that Mike McDaniel made it perfectly clear. Bridgewater's a backup. He's the perfect backup for what he was looking for. Tua was a starter. And again, it makes the perfect sense. Tua was the guy you drafted 5th overall 2 years ago. You need to see and make a determination on this guy in his 3rd season before you move forward one way or the other, whether you move along with him, you know, past his 3rd year, or whether you need to revisit the idea of looking for a quarterback. So, yeah, it makes a lot of sense from a lot of different directions. And as you mentioned, I mean, Jiminy Christmas, is it really a big stretch for a coach to be able to say that? I mean,
no, but the guy you had last year, it was like pulling teeth for him to tell you anything, bro. Anything. Like, even the offensive coordinator stuff was so it ended up looking stupid because it was a stupid idea. And maybe that one you should keep under wraps because it was a dumb idea. But normally, there are things that he would not reveal, which wasn't giving you any kind of an advantage or anything like that. It's just nice that you guys get to cover a human being, dude, not a robot.
No, but in his defense, here's what I would tell you, though. It certainly leaves open the possibility, if not the likelihood, that the Dolphins tried a lot of different directions for an offensive coordinator last year, and they wound up by default having to go with George Godsey and Eric Studesville.
Maybe.
With all the respect to those two gentlemen. And if that's the case, then Brian Flores doesn't even want to publicize that the Dolphins, you know, went after a lot of guys, and everybody kept saying no thanks, no thanks, no thanks, which is not a good look.
I wonder what Gailey and Caldwell were saying behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those aren't two jerks. Those are known as guys that are like team guys, good people, good human beings, guys that get along with people, guys that have adjusted to all kinds of, you know, situations. I mean, Jim Caldwell saved the Ravens' ass in the middle of a season, and they ended up winning a title, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, and Gailey has been all over the place, bro. He's worked with Jerry Jones. He's been here. He's been in the Georgia Tech. He's been all over the place. He has a ton of experience. So I just wonder what those people said about him. And then that's why he had trouble developing any kind of an offense. Now, back to the Bridgewater thing. Here's my theory from last week.
Go ahead.
And it's zero malicious, because I don't believe Teddy Bridgewater has a malicious bone in his body. I think he's pure class. And I think he understands his role. But he's still a pro, and in his mind, he still looks at himself as a starter. So he wasn't comfortable publicly giving up on his career and talking to you guys as the backup, because he still holds out hope that if this season's done, he'll go somewhere else to be a starter somewhere else or something like that. So I think there was a mental game what's it called? Like a mental approach to it by Teddy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's possible.
That's the only reason I
Yeah.
was thinking about it. Not that he's saying, I don't want to talk about that because I'm here to steal Tua's job. No, nothing about that. I just think he doesn't want to look at himself or talk to you and talk down to himself. Like if I would tell you, well, Alan, I'm kind of slowing down, dude. I just want to be somebody's sidekick now. I don't really want to lead a show. I don't want to do it. I just, I just want to be the yes man on the show and let somebody else drive and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of what I don't think Teddy's ready to say that.
No, that's fair. I'm cool with that. By the way, I'll be the yes man, no problem, anytime.
I will never be. Go ahead.
I'm kidding. No, and the other point too, because the one guy who was a major contrast to that was Ryan Fitzpatrick when he was very clear, but Ryan Fitzpatrick also was very late in his career, very, very, I don't want to say comfortable in his skin because that makes it sound like Bridgewater isn't, but very at peace with the fact that he's been looked at as a journeyman backup his entire career. So anything else he gets is gravy. So it was easier for him to say, yeah, I'm here. I'm just holding the seat warm until they decide to go with Tua, and I know my place.
Yet when he lost it, he then showed emotion on losing it too.
Well, because the circumstances were so ridiculous, and I addressed this yesterday, and somebody will have to explain to me how any of this made sense, that when they made the change, fine, if the idea was Tua's the guy we drafted high, we need to develop him and all that, which, okay, fine. This was after, remember, the Dolphins had won 2 games by 20-plus points, Fitzpatrick, 3 TD passes both game. Okay, well, if that's the case, then, then it should be...
Right. No,
but then it should be...
Right. You're 1,000% right, dude. Yes.
No, but then it's all about Tua's development, then why are you benching him? Right. So that made no sense. It's 2 different approaches within the same season.
To back you up, you can't be the coach and say, I'm doing what it takes to win, and then you pull the guy that's helping you win. You can't. That makes no sense. You can't. Unless
you're told from upstairs to make the switch.
Maybe. Although I don't think that was the case. I just think he did a lot of stupid things, and all of that.
Well, mind you, it's pretty well established. It's been.
Well, we lost you there. What? Say that again. Wait a minute. There we go. Now you're back. Repeat what you just said. Yes.
Am I back?
Yes, sir. You are. Go ahead.
So
go ahead. We got.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Repeat what you just said.
No, I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear us. Oh.
Okay.
You don't hear me?
Okay. Let me hang up and call back.
Okay. All right. There we go. Don't you love live? People always tell me, so why don't you just podcast it? And I always say, I hate podcasting. Because that means you like dress it all up behind the scenes. And no, dude, I like live and raw. So that way, mistakes are made. It's natural. You get to see them. We're all human, man. And so nothing's perfect. There he is. I love live because live, there's always screw ups like this, the technicality stuff. All right. So repeat what you just said before you went out there on that one.
Yeah, no, the point I was making is that it's been out there and it's pretty much a given, accepted pretty widely that Flores was not a huge Tua fan. So this notion that it was him who like really was jonesing to have Tua in the lineup, kind of a little bit of a stretch. So that's why I'm thinking.
Or sabotaging him. Yeah, let's start him against the Rams. That's a good place to start. Yeah, Michael Brockers.
Dude, you honestly think Brian Flores was like thinking, let me scheme up a way to mess up the guy we just took in the first round with the 5th overall pick? Really? Damn.
There's a part of me that is thinking that because he never.
Damn, that's some Oliver Stone shit right there.
I know. But I also know for a fact that on draft day he wanted no part of Tua, and that's kind of which again to me would go along with the idea of that's why he started Ryan Fitzpatrick, and that's why in the 6th game after 6th game he made the switch because again somebody from upstairs told him get Tua in the lineup. Maybe you might be right, bro. You might be right on that one, man. Might be right. All right. So, are you disappointed that Brady's not coming? That he let you down? Were you disappointed with that?
Well, in so much that I didn't think it was going to happen now, because again, Tom Brady had all the leverage on the Bucs while he was quote unquote retired. The second he unretires, he's got no leverage. and it's your basic. Why would the Buccaneers make the move then? It makes no sense.
No, and Bruce Arians said this. He said it as much. He said, like, yeah, I know you're gonna have to give me about 8,000 picks if you want them, that kind of stuff. So he made it known that nobody's trading for Tom Brady. If you want him, yeah, okay, we'll trade him, but you're gonna give up a hell of a price for him, because there's no way that the guy was gonna let him go.
No, unless Brady appeals to to ownership and says, listen, I got you guys a Super Bowl. The least you could do, and then like threaten to retire again. Now you're dealing with, like, I don't know what the cap implications are for the Buccaneers. On top of that, he convinced some free agents to re-sign with the Bucs, so that ship has sailed. The fact that the guy who put out the story about it supposedly was one of the first ones, if not the first one, who had him signing with the Bucs in the first place in 2020.
So he guessed it then, and now he's guessing now. I mean, is it a guy that's constantly breaking stories, or was it a guy that had that one story and now is trying to fish for another one? I mean, when you fish the way you fish for this one, it makes me feel like you were fishing for the other one too, and you know.
Well, my bottom line, Big O, is I want a franchise quarterback. I don't care who it is.
You have one.
If it happens to be two, I'm sorry.
You have one.
We'll find out. I'm not there yet.
Oh no, we know that. We know that. Don't worry about it. By week 12, 15, when he's just lighting it up, the bandwagon will be passing by you, and we'll all wave at you, Alan.
Okay.
We're all going to wave at you. Say, hey, there you are. You can't get on with us. See you, Alan. So, don't worry about it.
I'm not on it up. I'm just observing from afar, one way or the other. I have no, I'm going to chronicle the Dolphins, win, lose, Tua, no Tua, good, bad. It's all the same. I wrote a column.
Winning this year.
I'm sorry.
You're going to chronicle winning and playoff this year.
Good. I'd like to chronicle playoffs. It's been a long time, and I'd also like to chronicle a playoff win that's been longer.
Can't wait.
No, and for the record, I wrote a column this weekend about what I just told you, that this is the year for Tua. The Dolphins need to make an evaluation this year.
Of course.
It's 3 years. I don't care what happens around him. It's 3 years. He's obviously got a lot more help around him this year, no question about it. Based on what McDaniel's offense has done, the Shanahan, what Sean McVay done with the Rams, with Jared Goff, I would be very surprised if Tua's passer rating, which was 90.1 last year, wasn't 96, 97. Hell, it might even be higher. Just because of the talent he has around him, the yak possibilities that are there. The offensive line is going to be better. The question is whether we're going to end 2022 fully confident the Dolphins have an elite quarterback and that door closed. We ride along with Tua for the next whatever number of years, or the search needs to continue or restart again, I should say.
All right. What else stood out from you in that press conference?
Not a whole lot.
Right?
No, the only other thing that kind of surprised me a little bip is he basically said Teron Arms said the left tackle and everything else is up in the air. Considering the fact Connor Williams played nothing but left guard for the Cowboys the past 4 years, from what I was told from the people in Dallas, he's not really built to be a tackle. They tried him at center.
Maybe right guard is what I was.
No,
thinking.
correct.
I think
but why are you switching him sides, though? Why are you switching him sides? He played the left side.
I don't think they're switching sides, Alan. I think he's going to be your left guard, but I think they want to just leave it in the open because something develops throughout the offseason training camp that one of their own guys, the light goes on and the guy has a hell of a performance. And I don't think they want to take that carrot away from anybody. Even though they feel Connor is the guy, they want the other guys to have the idea the job is still open and you're competing with Connor and you're competing for right or left. So I think it's more of a mentality thing. With Teron Armstead, there's no mentality thing. Effing guy's a Pro Bowler. He's a stud.
Yeah,
he's a Hall of Famer working on so that guy, there's no argument. You put him at left. But with Connor, you can kind of say, yeah, you've accomplished, but you haven't arrived. So we're going to put you in the mix and keep everybody in the game. And I think that's just a mental game that they're playing. That's just me.
No, that's very, very good. I will. If we were on that ESPN show where they award points for good arguments, you get a lot of ding, 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 ding. That was very solid.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I just started covering football 2 weeks ago. All right. So what are you working on Sports Illustrated there, so folks can check you out, my friend?
Well, I mean, yeah, we're the post phase, and we're going to do some more analyzing what everything means right now, what the Dolphins might go from now. At some point, I'm going to do a re-ranking of the biggest needs, and then whatever news pops up, we'll break it down and analyze it.
Okay. Were you shocked, by the way, when Barry wrote this? I thought you could get no more than a 6-pack of Schaefer beer for Devontae Parker, but he says there's a market out there, and even the Eagles. Although I pointed this out to Dolphin fans last week. So according to Barry, they're looking for somebody opposite of Devonta Smith, and they're looking at Devontae Parker. And I just told Dolphin fans, hey, they were looking for somebody opposite of Waddle, and they went and got Tyreek Hill. So that's a hell of a difference from the Eagles to the Dolphins.
No, but the thing is, I think a lot of teams though are going to try to get Parker on the cheap, because I think you see where it stands right now, and you're looking at Hill, Waddle, Cedric Wilson, who they just signed, Trent Sherfield, who's going to be your new Mac Hollins as a gunner and wide receiver. They didn't sign him to cut him before the 53. That's 4 right there.
And he does nothing, which is, as you know, that 4th, 5th, 6th guy, if you're going to keep those guys, they have to be dual guys. They have to help you out somewhere else. And unfortunately, Parker helps nowhere.
Correct. So that's why I think teams are like sniffing around and thinking, yeah, we can get him on the cheap. And if you're hurting for wide receivers, Parker's a good player, and we've gone back and forth with him, but he's a good receiver when he's on the field.
Yeah, he's productive. There's no doubt about it. And the salary isn't crazy. So I get it. It's manageable for a lot of teams. I'm with you there. All right. Follow him on Twitter at Poupart NFL. And more importantly, listen, if you're a Dolphins fan anywhere in the world that you're listening to me, that's the beauty of the internet. It makes the world, really small. So bookmark the SI page there, and you'll get 8,000 stories a day because the man doesn't stop writing. Even when he's sleeping, he's writing. It's impressive. Alan, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. But you do get a point deducted. No Montreal Expos hat. I mean, that's.
I'll try to do better next time.
Traditions must stay alive. Yeah, traditions must stay alive. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you.
Talk to you Thursday.
There you go. You know it. That's our Sports Grill Miami Dolphins report.
This has been the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Insider Report with Alan Poupart, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and never miss a report. Search Big O Radio Show on most platforms. Visit Sports Grill in our sponsored locations in Miami on Bird Road and 114th, and in Miami Lakes in the Royal Oaks Plaza.
All right, I want to mention it again. Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises, great sponsor of ours, great family man, great fan of the show, great supporter of the show, and obviously AAA plus rating from the Better Business Bureau, been at it for over 25 years. The next person that gets their roof done with Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises, I will do a free show from your home. Okay? All right, we'll do it from the backyard. We'll do it from the front yard. We'll do it in the kitchen. You can be feeding me while I'm doing it. Whatever, bro. All right, we'll have some fun. So if you need your roof, don't wait till freaking hurricane season. Do it now before the rainy season. Or your business needs a new roof. Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises, 954-735-9826. You can rewind if you didn't get the number, 954-735-9826 for Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises. All right? Make sure you call them. Should be fun if we do end up doing this. Gilbert Martinez, thank you for the love on the super chat, my man. It's very kind of you, sir. Very kind. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As always. What else do we have going on here? Yes, I'm sorry.
You had another super chat while the interview was going on.
Oh, yes. Mike who? Mahomes yards per attempt, 7.3 to a 7.1 in 2021. Wow. Mike, what are you doing, bro? What the hell are you doing, Mike? Are you trying to add logic to any of this? Are you trying to defend Tua Tagovailoa? They won't have any of it, Mike. I'm telling you, but thank you. You're a stud. Appreciate you for that. Tua will be fine, bro. Those of us that have watched him play. Do I have time? Yes, I do have time. Here's another thing that I wanted to talk about with Tua, okay? Because this is, it's all about narratives. Let's just build whatever. Oh, pressure's on Tua. Oh my God. He's got to perform now. And last time I checked, this is the guy that came off the bench in an SEC situation and lead his team to a title. This kid's had ice in his veins at every moment. He didn't even flinch or lose it last year or the year before with all the questions from the media, all the Watson talk, having a coach that can't stand his ass, having a line that can't block, didn't point fingers when he got his ribs crushed, didn't point fingers when he had his finger fractured, but yet everybody phrases it like this kid's at a disadvantage or something. This kid or this young man eats, sleeps, and loves pressure. That's been his whole career. And he didn't cave, bro. He didn't go away and I need some timeout or something. He didn't pull a Ben Simmons or a Kyrie Irving or something. And it's gotten hard for him, dude, the last 2 years. How do you think Kyrie Irving's going to handle being around a coach that doesn't like you? How do you think Ben Simmons going to react when everybody wants to trade for Watson? Not you, Ben. They don't want you. They want Watson, Ben. I think a lot of you keep misreading Tua. I think a lot of you, not only you misread his abilities as a quarterback, not only do you exaggerate any of the issues he's had, but I think you also misjudge the character of the young man. He has been impeccable in everything he does, on or off the field. I think, you know what I think about Tua this year? I think Tua is free. I think Tua feels zero pressure now. I think Tua was feeling a hell of a lot of pressure the last 2 years because he had a guy that didn't like him, a guy that wasn't supporting him, and yet the expectations and the demands on the periphery were amazing, were through the roof. And he was having trouble meeting any of those expectations because he didn't have the receivers, because he didn't have the running game, because he didn't have the blocking, because he didn't have the quarterbacks coach, because he didn't have the offensive line coach, because he didn't have an offensive coordinator. That's pressure. Holy shit, you're asking me to cook a cake and you didn't give me any yeast? You're not giving me any eggs? How in the hell am I supposed to make this cake? That's pressure. That's pressure. You're asking me to do something without the tools in order to do it. Now you're giving me Tyreek Hill to go along with Waddle, to go along with Cedric Wilson, to go along with Gesicki. You're now giving me Teron Armstead and Connor Williams along with real offensive line coaches, a real game plan, a real play design. Where's the pressure? I'm sorry. I must have missed it. That's all in your mind. In your mind, you think he can't play. In your mind, you think he folds under pressure. Meanwhile, he has only shown you the opposite of that throughout his career. But go ahead. You go ahead and lump him into the last 2 years that's what his career has been about, when it's never been about that. But unfortunately, he ended up on a team without coaching, without an offensive line, without a running game. And what do you want him to do? Now they're meeting him halfway. Tua has to be the most excited individual in the NFL now. He got rid of a cancer that was hovering above him, and he now has somebody that is in his corner, and now a front office and a coaching staff that is properly building things around him. How's that supposed to be a bad thing? He's got to be excited about this like a lion going after a raw steak that you're tossing into the pen. You're reading this kid wrong, dude. Some of you, I'm saying, by the way. Those of you creating all those narratives, you have read this young man the wrong way the entire time. From his abilities to his character to pressure. He's the kind of guy that has higher expectations of himself than even you do. And you know what? Keep questioning his work ethic. Keep questioning all this crap. So, nice job by Barry. But, kind of contributed to a lot of the stuff he talked about. Tua has strong faith and belief in himself and his culture and religion. He could care less about the critics and anyone else's opinion. If he has a coach shown positivity on his team, then he'll ball out. And he's got one. Man of 1,005 holds says the only question for Tua for me is durability. And I agree with you. That's fair. I'm not going to question his ability, his intelligence, his character, his leadership. And I'm certainly not going to question whether the guy is, afraid of the pressure or whatever. I mean, that's just a joke, dude. How in the hell do you hurry up to rehab a hip to just get to the NFL to get crushed? That's not a guy that's fearing a damn thing ever. Big O, what was bigger for you? Flores getting fired or free agent? Oh, no, Flores. We have our free agency period does not exist like this with Flores. Flores is cock blocking everything in sight. He would have done very few of these things. I truly believe that. So Flores getting fired was the most important thing. I mean, Karen, you listen to this show enough. I was saying it throughout. I was saying in the middle of the winning streak that Flores needed to get fired, driving a bunch of you crazy. Most people don't understand football. That question to his ability. It's our job to take their money. Topher says Frank Smith is going to get a head coaching job after the work he puts in this upcoming season. Well, then that means he did a great job, my friend. So, that would be awesome. GM Hindsight, thank you for the love in the super chat. He says, the kid with all the hindrances was the 5th in the NFL, converting the pressure downs, 3rd down to 1st downs. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's why I am far from believing this BS that, this kid's all pressure and all this stuff. Give me a break, dude. What else do we have here that I wanted to talk about? By the way, if you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. Proud sponsors of our program, Welt and Rayom. And if you need a good lawyer, homeowner, property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, bankruptcy, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury, all those kind of things. Call Welt and Rayom and tell them that Big O sent you. By the way, their number is 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. If you want to call the folks there at Welt and Rayom. Obviously, if you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line, 855-912-1056. SHIB is up 16% It is approaching 30 now. Couple of zeros behind the decimal, but getting to 30. Okay. Polkadot. I told you guys about Polkadot, right? It went all the way down to $15, $16, $17. It's up to $23 right now. So if you got it at $15, $16, $18, $19, you are already making bank now. It's up to $23. And I love Polkadot. I think it's going to climb. I told you about Cardano. It went all the way down to 79 cents. It's all the way up to $1.23 right now. That's an enormous climb. VeChain is up to 7.5%. It was as low. It was in the 4s. So think about this. It almost got to 8. It's like at 7.5 right now. If you got it in the low 4s, you almost doubled your money on VeChain. And VeChain will soar. It's just, this is the beginning of it. Polygon, I've been telling you about that for a long time. It's back up to $1.72. I mean, Polygon was down to $1.38 on March 14th. $1.38 on March 14th. It's $1.72 now. That would have been a really, really good investment by anybody out there. Ethereum was down to like 2,500 just a couple weeks ago. Now it's up to almost 3,400. It's got almost up $1,000. It's crazy stuff. What's going on with crypto and Bitcoin, which was expected. It was the inevitable that it was going to bounce back, and it's going to go to higher highs now. And it hit 48,000. Still waiting for that 20,000 drop there, by the way. Still waiting for that. All right, it's 12:02. Let's get ready for hour number 3 on the program. Joe Shad will join us at 12:30. Ira Winderman will join us at 1 o'clock right here on the Big O Radio Show.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayum is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayum, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayum can help.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. For over 25 years, South Floridians have counted on Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises for their roofing needs. In South Florida, we battle the sweltering heat, rain, winds, and all kinds of tropical storms. That's why when it comes to protecting your family, home, or business, call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com. 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs. All work fully guaranteed with the customer's complete satisfaction. A+ rated member of the Better Business Bureau. Licensed and insured. There's no buts about it. When your roof needs repair or replacement, go to TommyBButtsJrEnterprises.com. A certified whitening contractor. The views points, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Sports Grill. Good food, good drinks, good friends. Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealership in the Southeast United States. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department. The FLPD is hiring. Go to FLPDjobs.com.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. OK Coin is one of the largest fiat to crypto trading platforms in the world. Founded in 2013, OK Coin offers advanced features for crypto beginners and high-volume traders alike, enabling users in 184 countries worldwide. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Thank you all out there for keeping it locked. Please smash the hell out of the like button. It is very, very important that you smash the like button, whether you're watching on YouTube Live or post on YouTube anytime, or if you're listening to the podcast, please smash the like button. It is very, very important out there. Thank you all out there. I thought Roy sent in a nice text. He says, a lot of people are saying that this is Tua's last chance. I like to frame it as Tua's first opportunity. And I agree with that. I completely agree with that. I think this is now Tua finally has a chance to succeed. That's kind of the way I look at it. So I'm with you there. I didn't sleep well last night. I went late, obviously, with that whole crash and everything. You can see my bags, man. Came out. They're bigger today than they were the last couple of days. Oh, well. It happens. Orlando, don't worry about the haters. They're profiting with those negative narratives. Soon they'll be exposed with Tua starting balling in September. You will see them flip-flop around this time. George, I'm not the guy worried about him at all. I am not. I'm trying to help those of you that are constantly reaching out to me and complaining about this television host, this radio host, this YouTuber, or whatever. And, I can't believe they're saying this and this. That. Like, don't listen to them. Don't watch them. Don't support them. That's it. If you don't like what they're saying and you disagree and you think I don't know why you want to torture yourself. So, George, I'm trying to help some of our Dolphin fans that are really struggling with all of this. Me, remember, I'm the guy that I stick to my guns, man. I'll tell you when I'm wrong, and once I get proven wrong, I'll tell you, hey, man, I'm wrong, but I'll stick to my guns. And that happened with Tannehill, where there were moments where he had some good times there in Tennessee, and people were suckered by it, and they didn't really see or understand what was really going on. So I stick to my guns. I believe in Tua. I have always believed in Tua, the player. Always. Was I concerned about his injury history? Hell yeah. That's always been the only concern I've ever had with the kid, because he's had a bunch of injuries in Alabama. So, yes, that's it. But I will not challenge his toughness. I will not challenge his work ethic, his character, his ability. I think he can do everything else. He's just got to find a way to stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? And if you get a running game and a line, I think that will give him the chance he needs in order to stay healthy. So it's not me. I'm just trying to help my fellow Dolphin out there that is suffering, apparently watching some other people that I guess they don't enjoy, but somehow or another they're tolerating, which is like the weirdest thing. You know what I mean? So what are you going to do? All right. What else do we have here on the program? By the way, the Panthers lost yesterday to Toronto 5-2. Knight had 20 saves. He only took on 24 shots. It's not like he got peppered, man. Not a good night for him overall. If you're going to, at that ratio, Lomberg and Montour had the goals last night. But I love the headline in the Herald, which I found it kind of. Remember, folks, let me remind you all out there because some of you may not know this. Writers have zero to do with headlines. So a lot of times in newspapers, the editors, they read the article, but sometimes they don't get it, and then they don't make the proper headline that goes with it. And that's what happens sometimes. But in this case, it's kind of funny because it's a little too extreme, but it's not no big deal or anything like that. But in the Herald, it says, Maple Leafs slow down Panthers, NHL's best offense, to deal with Florida's first loss of the Giroux era. And I found that funny because it's like, I didn't know we were supposed to go undefeated in the Giroux era. Or Giroux era. I'm sorry, Giroux. I had no idea. I didn't know that when we acquired Giroux, we weren't supposed to lose another game again. So is that how it goes now? Is the Herald going to track every time? Claude lost a tooth. It's the first time he lost a tooth in the Giroux era here with the Florida Panthers. Claude Giroux, he left in the middle of the period, had to take a dump. It's the first dump in the middle of a game in the Giroux era. Is that how it's going to go now? Are we tracking everything that's new in the Giroux era? So Will Smith slapped down Chris Rock in the Giroux era. How about that? Bet you guys didn't know that. University of Miami basketball program made it for the first time to the Elite Eight in the Giroux era. Yeah. 3 dumbass kids thought that they were fast and furious in my neighborhood and destroyed my wall in my house in the Giroux era. There's a lot of things going on in the Giroux era. I hope the Herald's tracking all of these things down in the Giroux era. It's very important. All right. What else do we have? Tuesday, by the way, they take on the Les Canadiens. So hopefully they will get a big old win there. Congratulations to USA defeating Panama like they should, 5-1. Pulisic with the hat trick. Had a good time, by the way, over at the Hard Rock in Orlando on Saturday. I went to go see Slash and Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. Anybody on this chat board, were they there on Saturday in Orlando Hard Rock to see Slash and and Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators? By the way, they sounded great. I put a video up. They sung a song called Starlight. The only time they did it on the tour was on Saturday. Why? It was a song they dedicated to Taylor Hawkins. So I put part one. It was like a 5-minute song. So I had to split it into 2 parts. And it's on my Twitter page at Big O Show if you want to check it out with Slash and Miles Kennedy singing the song Starlight, because the show on Saturday was the last date on the tour. They always end the tour here. A couple years ago, they ended the tour here also. Sucks, right? They don't even come to Miami. It shows how crappy we are as fans, rock fans, that we don't have enough smart rock fans. Like, who would not want to see that concert? And if you haven't picked up any of the 4 albums of Slash and Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators, I can't help you. Great freaking music. That's an excellent band, period. Love that band. That's why we go up to Orlando every time they come down, because that's as far as they go. They won't come south to us here. But I will happily drive up to see Slash and Miles Kennedy every time they come. Doesn't matter. If they want to stop in Orlando, then that's fine, dude. Then I'll drive up there if I have to. But anybody that was there, you know what I'm talking about. You enjoyed the hell out of it. Let's see. Big O, this will be the first NFL draft in the Giroux era. You are Sir Arnaldo. Dude, you are on it. This is the first NFL draft in the Giroux era. I'm with you there. Big O, how many crypto wallets do you or should one have? Well, see, Dola, everybody, it depends on who you are and how much you invest in crypto. But if you invest enough, you're going to have 2, 3, 4, 5 wallets easily. Easily. I have a cold storage wallet. I have Voyager, Gate.io, eToro. And the only reason I have eToro is because that's the first place I bought Cardano. Now they don't sell it anymore, and I'm waiting for the bridge to ship the Cardano out of eToro. And then I have OKCoin and Crypto.com. So that's 6. I have 6 wallets. Now, I don't have much in eToro. I only have Cardano. In Gate.io, I have a couple coins that I can't get anywhere else, so that's why I bought them, and they're there. And in Voyager, I just have Polkadot. I had BitTorrent, but I moved all my BitTorrent to Polkadot, is what I did. When BitTorrent was splitting, I got out of BitTorrent, and I sold it all off for Polkadot, which I'm so glad, because I've been getting Polkadot at a really good price the last couple of months, and now it's going up, and it's going to be a monster. I can't wait. I think Polkadot is just one of those great investments. So there you go, my friend. I have 6 wallets. But almost everybody ends up with multiple wallets. You know why? Not everybody has all the coins. So sometimes you can only buy some coins here. I can only get Star Atlas, Cadena on OKCoin. Can't get it on Crypto.com. You know what I mean? So that's why sometimes Gate.io has got a ton of coins you can't get anywhere else because they've got over 2,000 coins. But it's a pain in the ass to buy there because you have to now transfer money and pay gas fees, and I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of transferring, $400 and I've got to pay $60, $70 to transfer $400. Not a fan of that. No, not doing that. That takes away from my profits. So I'm not paying ridiculous gas fees. So that's why I've been very limited in what I've done with Gate.io. Has to be coins that I feel so good about that the gas fee is not going to make much of a difference in the long run. That kind of stuff. And so I have a couple coins there. But yeah, you end up with several wallets always. Oh, you can't help it. It's the way it is. And by the way, they OKCoin mentioned that they're going to add something new today. They're adding a new coin. I'm praying it's Theta. I'd love to load up on Theta. By the way, let's tell you one more thing. Crypto.com has this game with diamonds and all that. Don't play the game. They screwed me over this weekend. Just want you to know. Crypto.com, that was the first time they failed me miserably in customer service. I did steps 2 and 3 that they needed in the game. And there's money involved in all of this. And I did not get the credit that I was supposed to get, and they know it, and they refuse to correct the issue. And so be careful with that game that they're offering now on Crypto.com. I personally would not play it because if you get burned like I do on it, and there is no understanding and there is no customer service, okay, in those moments, I don't think you want to be involved in that. So don't play the game. That's what I would tell you. Speaking of Nature B, I take those 2 golden capsules every single day. I've been taking Nature B for 20 years. 20 years. And right now, you see the code there, Big O. You can get the code and you can get free plant free shipping for your plant pollen, 30-day, 60-day, 90-day, whatever it is. Check it out there. Go to naturebee.com. They've got all kinds of different products. I tell you about the 27 amino acids and vitamins, the 28 minerals and powerful antioxidants. You feel it every day. It protects you. It gives you a boost. It gives you some energy, but also what I love is boosting that immune system. It's a virus-filled world. And yes, I'm vaccinated. Yes, I'm boosted. It doesn't matter. I still take my 2 golden capsules. Why? Because I don't want to catch a cold. And it's done so well for me for 20 years. If you listen to the show often, you rarely will ever hear me with a cold. And I attribute it mostly to Nature Bee. That's the reason why for 20 years, I live with a teacher. My daughter doesn't live in our house anymore, but obviously she lived in the house for a long time. So a student and a teacher, and I rarely ever got a cold. And they bring in a bunch of germs. So, and it's great for the kids. It's great for the adults. It's all natural from Clean Green New Zealand, folks. Go to the website, naturebee.com, and tell them that Big O sent you. I promise you that they will take care of you. All right. Welton Rayom text line, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056 if you want to get in on the program. Joe Shad will join us here at the bottom of the hour. Then it'll be Ira Winderman at 1 o'clock. He will join us. Let's see. It wasn't just an SEC situation to a win-in. It was a national championship game. And as you recall, right before he threw the game-winning TD, he took a bad sack. And on the next play, boom, a legend is born. Exactly. It's just, I have no idea why people just downplay this kid so much, but whatever. It's like there's a group of people rooting against him or something. It's weird. It's really weird. Don't forget his very first start on his very first play. Tua gets piled into the ground by Donald. His O-line failed him from the start. What does that do then? Just win the game. Kid's got something that only he and Burrow have from the draft, a cold-blooded demeanor that pushes them past the pressure and gets them to just winning. Yes, sir. 1,000% with you. Thank you for reaching out on the Welton Rayom text line. Big O, I find it hilarious that people think that Tua can't play even more now with the addition of T. Hill, but yet no one seems to realize that Tua played flawlessly with Henry Ruggs and Waddle and threw the ball and placed it right where it needed to be and won a lot. Thanks to his QB skills and arm. Amen. Amen. I'm with you there. Good morning. What if Will would have walked up to The Rock and asked him to apologize to Jada and return to his seat? I know that I'm not that involved, but a teaching moment for all that missed. Will is human. Forward we go. James in the DR. That's an interesting way of looking at it. What if he goes up there, grabs the mic from him, and says, Rock, you just embarrassed my wife. She has alopecia. She has a condition, bro, she's dealing with. She didn't choose to be bald. Demi Moore chose to be bald in G.I. Jane. So do you think she was happy with that joke? And then, yeah, you can embarrass Chris Rock that way. Yeah. And I think people would have had some sympathy for Will at that point. And I think there's a lot of people that still don't know she has alopecia. They're learning it after they've been making fun of it, after they've been talking about it. They had no idea. And then a day later, they're finding out. Hours later, they're finding out, whatever it is. So I think there's a lot of ignorance going on too. So condition, disease, what is alopecia? What's it considered? Is it a condition? It's not a disease, is it? Right? What is it? What is alopecia considered, Sean? I don't even know what to properly call that. Because I don't know. I don't think it's a disease, right? But I think is it an illness? And it's not an illness either, right? Maybe it's a condition. Tell me what it is. Look it up. because I've been saying it for the last couple of hours, and I don't know how to. I know it's alopecia, but I don't know how to properly phrase that. If that's a condition, a disease, an illness, how would I phrase that? Help me out with that, Sean Stanley, the great one. Orlando, glad you and your family, including the doggies, are okay in prayers. Crazy stuff. Just shows how fragile and unpredicted life is. Amen. Still can't get over my best friend, losing him a couple months ago. Think about him every damn day. I was thinking about him when we were going up to the concert on Saturday because I know Bill would have been with us. Orlando, where do you rank the Eagles? Doobie Brothers, Bad Company, ranked among great 70s bands. 3 of my favorite. Can't wait. Viva Las Vegas. We'll share a drink and break bread. Fins up, Eric, and Rolla Tria, Mesquite, Nevada. Well, my brother, when it comes to great 70s bands, the Eagles and the Doobie Brothers and Bad Company are all there. They're all there with, Boston and all Foreigner and, all these kind of bands. I don't know where you would rank them because it's a subjective type of thing. But either way, they are Hall of Fame. They're all worthy of Hall of Fame. And they're all if somebody told me that Doobie Brothers for them is one of the top 10 rock bands of all time, I might have a discussion with them about that and make a case for some others, but I can't argue with you that of their greatness. You know what I'm saying? So that's where these kind of bands, the Eagles, if somebody wants to tell me the Eagles are the greatest band ever, it's subjective. You can make an argument for that. So I don't know how we rank these kind of bands, but I'll tell you this, they're all Hall of Fame. They're all some of the greatest bands of all time, and I love all 3 of them. So you'll never get an argument or a disappointing comment out of me, out of any of those bands. You're a hypocrite, oh. Last week you blasted a UFC fighter for attacking the other guy, and today you defend Will. Well, again, the difference. Did you listen to me? Okay? You're doing it in front of everyone. Okay? And 2, the kids or anybody in Masvidal's family, he wasn't making fun of them that they have a condition. So people take shots at families and like if Will Smith, if she shaved her head, my brother, and he made the G.I. Jane joke, and then Will went up there and there was no alopecia, then I would be with you in the Masvidal thing because the kids aren't sick, Masvidal's kids, and Jada isn't sick. It's a joke, whatever. You move on. Who cares? But if somebody has a condition and it's getting to them and they publicly talked about it and shared their condition, and then you're going to make fun of the condition right in front of the woman, literally in front of the woman, I have no problem with it. I find it a little different. People have talked about my wife or my kids or whatever, my daughter, that is, on social media or whatever. People have said stupid things. Whatever, I let it go. It is what it is. But they're not making fun of one of my family members that has some kind of an ailment. That's where it gets, out of line. So you and I will disagree on that. But hey, man, more love to you if you think I'm a hypocrite. Big O, I watched your show and heard you say someone wants to clean your clock. Well, brother, I got your back. I don't know how I can prove that since I live in central New York, but whoever that joker is, tell him I said, come to try to clean my clock first. You're the best out there, and I'm on your side. And that's Ron Torchia. Fins up. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Ron, on the all-night telethon. A lot of you have actually stood up for me, but I'm a big boy. I can stand up for myself. I was fine. I wasn't worried at all. In fact, it's not like, didn't I say I was going to be in Orlando on Saturday? Didn't I say that I was going to be at 15601 Pines Boulevard on Friday? right? Didn't I say I was going to be at Hialeah Park on Thursday? You know what I mean? It's not like I'm never out in public. It's not like I don't broadcast where I'm going to be at. It's not like I don't put it on Twitter where I'm going to be at all the time. So I'm not a hard person to find. You know what I mean? Very easy to find. Don't forget, folks, to smash the hell out of the like button, please. Let me see what else. I don't agree with violence. Both are wrong. Just be more consistent. Okay. I think I was consistent. I explained the difference. One is sick. The other one isn't. You're a comedian. You make fun of people. That's kind of what you do. Don't make fun of sick people. That's all. Sean, do we have it? What do I call alopecia? Oh, okay. Sean doesn't want to go. I think he hasn't shaved in 8 days, so he doesn't want to be on camera. Alopecia areata is a autoimmune disease. So it is a disease. Did not know that. This means that your immune system mistakenly attacks a part of your body when you have alopecia. Okay. All right. So it is a disease. Did not know that. Learn something every day. How about that? All right. Let's do this. Joe Shad, baby. He is ready to rock with our American Dream Lending.com Miami Dolphins report.
Dolphins fans, buckle up. It's time for the American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins report with Joe Shad. When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. Call them at 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. Here's Joe Shad with today's edition of the American Dream Lending report.
And loaded. There you go. Follow him on Twitter as Shad Joe and catch his work at the Palm Beach Post. So from what I'm told, your house is like 2 blocks away from the Breakers, right? So what'd you do? Walk to the Breakers today?
I wish. It's actually 55 minutes from my home in Parkland, Florida. So
My favorite home there is on Manana Road. Okay.
Who's that? Stephen Ross?
It's when you get out of the Breakers, you probably hang maybe a right for about a block or two and then go in. And it's a kind of a modern home. Look for Manana Road, and it's on the corner of Manana Road. And I kind of know how to get to it. But every time I've gone to the Breakers, I always stop by and look at that house because I love that house. How do you not love hundreds of homes that are there on that island? But that one on Manana Road is one that I really, and I never forget the name too, on top of all of that after all these years, because it's easily like 20 or 30 years since I've been looking at that house. Anyway, so your thoughts on Mike McDaniel squashing the Tom Brady rumors that I'm sure you were hoping for?
I mean, that didn't make any sense. Why would the Dolphins trade for Tom Brady? Why would the Bucs trade Tom Brady? I mean, obviously there was some fire in the past to Tom Brady and the Dolphins. Obviously, owner Stephen Ross would have loved for Tom Brady at some point to play for the Miami Dolphins. But no, this is not the time for that to happen. So, yeah, I appreciate that Mike McDaniel gave us the straight answer and shot that down.
Yeah, no, it's nice for that. All right, and your thoughts on the separation of church and state with the backup quarterback Teddy Bridgewater and the starter, how he was able to clarify everything for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that Teddy Bridgewater was the backup. I guess maybe Teddy Bridgewater could have, handled it a little better. It's interesting that McDaniel said that Bridgewater handled it just right. And there's a smart, PR play right there by Mike to say, oh, we're the ones who tell you what the player roles are. Teddy was doing the right thing as a professional by not laying out to you what the player roles are from a player perspective. So,
right.
Yeah. that was smart of Mike McDaniel to say that.
Yeah, and I think also Teddy doesn't want to also just capitulate and talk to everybody like he's a backup. He still wants to view himself as a starter. Not that he's trying to take somebody's job here, but he wants to like, hey, when this is done this season, it's not like this is my role from here on out. I still would like to get a starting job somewhere else. So I think he also wants to like mentally kind of keep that kind of train of thought. And instead of telling you guys, no, I'm happy being Mr. Backup, which if you're a starter in your mind, you'll never be happy doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I've never met a backup quarterback who doesn't say that he prepares each week as though he's the starter. So the word backup has negative connotation for veteran backup quarterbacks. Unless, it's very rare that you get a Ryan Fitzpatrick who comes out and says, what is obviously the truth, which is I'm here to be a placeholder for Tua Tagovailoa. Ryan Fitzpatrick is a very rare breed, both as a person and as a quarterback.
Joe Shad joining us here with our AmericanDreamLending.com Miami Dolphins report. What else have you been able to gather there at the owners' meetings at the Breakers, my friend?
Not much. Owner Stephen Ross is not expected to address the media, which is not unexpected considering the ongoing litigation. Patriots coach Bill Belichick, whose podium was right next to Mike McDaniel at the press conference today. It's kind of unfortunate. They used to have a nice roundtable breakfast format. They took that away from us. It's a more formal environment where the coach sits like in a press conference. Also, it's 30 minutes
Is that a
instead of
COVID
60
thing?
minutes.
Is that a COVID thing? Because you guys are all around. Because I've done that breakfast thing where we're all sitting around eating breakfast and talking to the coach, and I'm wondering if it's
coughing on each other
related. I wonder, right?
Yeah, I think that they could use that as a justification for the change. Now, I mean, changing it from 60 minutes to 30 minutes, is that something that's COVID related? I don't think so. But McDaniel didn't give a lot of details relative to whether or not Connor Williams is locked in at left guard. You have to imagine he's going to be the left guard. And also whether or not Robert Hunt is going to be locked in at right guard. So I think there's some flexibility there in terms of Hunt, Eichenberg, and Jackson. And I think that McDaniel and Frank Smith and Matt Applebaum, right?
Applebaum, yes.
I always call them Applebee's. They need to sort out.
Nothing wrong with eating good in the neighborhood, bro. It's all good. Go ahead.
They need to sort out, who fits the scheme. And one thing that McDaniel kind of blew my mind is that next Monday, like 1 week from today, the Dolphins off-season program starts. I mean, it's here. It is here. It's coming fast. And I think Mike McDaniel is kind of realizing, like, all right, it's not time to, like, fun and games now. It's like serious. Like, I got to get everything in order here. So today was a little bit more of a serious tone from Mike McDaniel than you've seen in some past press conferences. And that's what I wrote about in my column on the Palm Beach Post.
All right, I will definitely check it out when I get off the air. I'll read all the stuff that you guys wrote today. I ran this by Alan. I think the whole Connor Williams thing was more about him, the coach, that is Mike McDaniel, keeping everybody in the game. Because if he says Hunt and Williams are the starters, then a whole bunch of guys are like, what are we competing for? So I think he wanted to give Austin Jackson, and who knows if you get a center Dieter who might be competing for a guard spot. I think he wanted to give anybody and everybody that's competing for that guard spot that carrot dangling, even though you and I probably feel that Connor and Hunt will be your starters. I think he didn't want to leave everybody out of the mix. So he kind of left that there, where with Armstead, you can't play that game because nobody has his experience and nobody has accomplished what he's accomplished. So that one, there's no mystery there. But at least with Connor, you can still keep that mystery there for the other guys. I think that's why he did it.
I think the theme for McDaniel today was to downplay the hype of the recent Tyreek Hill and Teron Armstead additions. And also, I was talking to Mike about this. I mean, there's all this talk about, you're a genius, you're a guru, you're a mastermind. And while, that doesn't mean anything when the game starts. So I think Mike is like, hey, let's temper things a little bit. I think he had a goal today to talk about, the team. Like when I asked him, I asked him, what kind of message does the addition of proven players like Tyreek Hill and Teron Armstead send to not only the players in the locker room, but also the fan base? He said, which is sort of a Brian Flores-like answer, he said, well, it's not just those two guys. It's about all the players we've added. And so he kept circling back to, the team, which is fine. I think that was just his sort of messaging of the day.
And I also understand that, where you don't want to signal out, well, no, yeah, Armstead and Hill, yeah, that's the reason why we're going to compete. And then you're leaving out, Cedric, and you're leaving out Connor, and you're leaving out a bunch of guys. They're like, yo, man, I'm here too, man. I'm here to help out. So as a coach, he has to have that awareness of how he addresses, his entire squad. So I kind of see, you can be more singular. You can be more focused on one position or something like that. He has to have more of the team focus. And I understand that as a coach too, because you got to walk into that locker room and face all those guys. And it's like Cedric's going to go, well, all you care about is Tyreek and Waddle. So why am I here? I'm not here to help out either. So I kind of understand that, overall. You're like clashing. Are you like close to a kitchen
it was
or something?
Coincidentally that Bill Belichick just a few feet
away?
Can you hear me? Okay, it was coincidental that Bill Belichick.
Oh, well, see,
Bill Belichick was just a few feet away from.
See, Belichick's close, and we're having technical issues. See, this is what happens in Gillette Stadium all the time. They can't hear the radio, the opponent, all that. So, now Belichick walks up close to you in the breakers, and we can't hear you now, and there's interference. I don't know, bro. I don't think Belichick is human. I think that guy's a robot. I think he's made of wires and stuff. Look at that. I think we're onto something here, bro. I don't know.
Can you hear me fine now?
Yeah, he didn't hear. You didn't hear anything that I was talking about, right? Before?
No, I heard you. You.
Okay, you heard me? Okay.
Did you hear me fine?
No, I heard you. All right. Did Belichick look at you kind of sideways because he was messing around with our audio?
No, what I was trying to tell you is that he did not name an offensive or defensive coordinator. And so it's very Flores-like in terms of not knowing exactly who's doing what. That's the way Bill prefers it, but at least with Mike, you're going to get straight answers now. I like that.
What I like is you got some distance from him, and all of a sudden the video and the audio is working perfectly now. So that kind of tells me that he's a cyborg. He's a cyborg.
Look at this. Look how cool this hotel is here.
I know, it's very Venetian, very Sistine Chapel-like.
This is such a cool hotel.
It is.
I brought my wife for lunch here on my Palm Beach Coast house hunting visit, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, is this what it's like in Palm Beach?" I'm like, "Yeah, at the Breakers, not where we're gonna live."
So are you going over to Are you going over to
Look
Worth?
at those flowers. Like it. Go ahead.
Yes. Are you going over to Worth Avenue after this to go over to the Gucci shop and purchase something?
We went to Clematis, which I haven't been to Clematis in 20 years. And it has changed a little bit.
I noticed how you're saying that very slow and deliberate to make sure you pronounce it correctly. And yes, okay.
I gave you a good enunciation of Clematis.
Yeah, no, I know. Those first four letters are, you got to get past them. And I got you.
Yeah, I went to dinner with Adam Beasley, Safid Dean, and Barry Jackson. It was my first dinner with Barry.
Wow. Nice. What did Barry order?
Water.
Okay. I kind of
His
feel
bill-
he would order water and then a sandwich and take the the corners off the what's it called? The edges off the bread or something. You know, I kind of get that feeling Barry would ask for that.
His bill was like $13.
Yeah. He doesn't look to me like the guy that's going to be spending a ton of money there. He's going to be frugal and smart about it. Oh,
But
and,
I asked him,
and
but
the
I did
Herald
ask him,
probably
I
paid
said-
for it, by the way.
I said, why are you so vocal of your support of Tua Tagovailoa on Twitter? I said, I wanted to understand why are you so vocal? Why do you believe this guy is? And he goes, well, it's not that I'm certain that he's the answer and that he's going to be great and this and that. He goes, I just have a lot more belief in Tua than you guys do. That's what he said.
Wow. So he's a Tua like me. He believes in Tua like I do. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are in the same church.
So we can include so you're saying we can include Barry on the Tua bandwagon with us. Okay. All right.
Yeah, Barry always points to the few games in which Tua was exceptional. I believe one game was Arizona, right?
Yes. Another one was against Justin Herbert too.
He did acknowledge that the two games against was it Buffalo and the Titans that is concerning.
Of course, for sure. Although the Titans one, I'm a little more pissed at Flo because the running back, what's his name, Duke, was actually productive, and he didn't keep giving him the ball. On a day like that, you needed the running game, and if you have 7 rushes for 49 yards from Duke, I'd like to get more out of him to see if I'm going to get 15 for 100. You know what I'm saying? So that was something that bothered me that day when he didn't continue with the run game. But yeah, I think it'll change now that you have all of this going on now. But that's just me.
Have you ever had Barry Jackson as a guest on the Big O show?
He doesn't do anything on radio. He's only done the 790 shows, and that's it. But he doesn't like coming on as a guest. He never has. He doesn't do it. He doesn't go on anywhere. You won't hear him as a guest anywhere. Just doesn't do it. You know, he used to tell me this whole thing about writing for media, so that's why he doesn't do it. But he doesn't really write for media. And in the end, all he ever writes is negative shit about me anyway. So it's not like he ever writes anything.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He hasn't written a damn thing about our platform, about what we're doing now. We're like royally kicking QAM's ass up and down the street. Okay. We have way more insiders. We provide more for South Florida fans all over the world than QAM does. We do more in a week than QAM does in 6 years. Okay. And he hasn't written a damn thing about it, but he'll write he'll write about onside being, destroyed and we all got fired and he'll write about me getting fired from QAM, but he won't write about this. He won't write about the positive shit going on. He won't write that we have 10 local people making money from this venture and it's driven by media. Which, by the way, who else is doing this, Joe? Who else is doing this in the country? You know what I mean? This is pioneering shit that we're doing here. There's going to be other cities that are going to follow this. Guys that have connections that can do things like I can do, and they're going to put it together in their cities. And not what it took Barrett Sports Media, a national publication, to notice what we were doing to write about it. So there you go. So forget about coming on. I mean, normally he just, that's all he does is write negative shit about our stuff. So there you go.
I asked and I learned.
You will get you will get your answer. That's for damn sure. On this show, you'll get your answer. All right. So what else did you learn? Anything else while you're snooping around, coming in and out of your penthouse that you probably rented there at the? Now you didn't rent you rented one of those cabanas, didn't you? Right. You're that guy. You got that cash. You got
I'm
a
at the
cabana.
cheapest. I'm at the cheapest hotel I could find within 15 minutes a year. I assure you. Not much. I was glad to hear the Bills are getting a new stadium. It's very much needed.
Yeah,
We
that's
go there
true.
once a year. It's always like minus 10 degrees. So, and then the stadium, they said that the upper deck is going to fall if they don't get a new stadium. So that was kind of
Yeah,
like the final straw. The upper deck is going to fall. So they fixed it. Well, they're
Yeah,
not fixing it. They're going to build a new one in the parking lot.
They should. They should do it. It's about time. And you don't want to see them lose their team because it's not the fans' fault. They've been very loyal to that team. They've been very supportive. They deserve to have their team. Because it was sad what we saw in Cleveland because those fans didn't deserve to lose their team either. You know what I mean? They were good fans. So it is what it is. All right, my brother. So I guess you're leaving disappointed that Teddy Bridgewater is not going to be challenging and not going to be the starter because you were all pumped up and ready to go and you bought your Teddy Bridgewater jersey and everything, correct?
No, I think that Tua Tagovailoa should be the Dolphins starter in 2022.
Okay. All right. Just checking. Somebody said they caught you buying a Teddy Bridgewater jersey. I just want to make sure I wasn't, we just got to keep up with the information and make sure it's correct.
Teddy is a hometown hero, and so you should give him that respect.
We do. And you did too by buying his jersey. Nice job by you. Follow him on Twitter at Shad Joe. More importantly, please do what I do and many others. Please subscribe to the Palm Beach Post and support Joe and all the great writers there that cover our town and our community. Joe, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. We will catch up later in the week.
See you, bud.
There you go. The great Joe Shad, baby, from the Breakers. He took a break from his cabana to hang out, cover the event, and then join us for a couple of minutes. How strong is that? By the way, don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button. Okay? Very, very important. And Ira Winderman will be joining us at the bottom of the hour here. I'm sorry, the top of the hour at 1 o'clock. Okay? And Jorge Luis Ochoa reminds everybody to smash that like button. Where are we at on the crypto side? Let me see what we got going on the crypto side. Where is Bitcoin is the question. Bitcoin's at 47,758. It's been hovering right around 48 now as it continues to climb, which is just absolutely amazing. What else do I want to talk about here on the program? Oh, you know what we should do right now, Sean? Why don't we do this? Why don't we get ready for our KSDT Sports Business Report? Oh, yeah. All right, Sean. So I figured in our KSDT Sports Business Report today, we always try to find stories that are interesting where sports and business collide. And Sean, I have found a sports and business story that will interest you, sir, and as it collides. WWE has cut a long-term deal now. How about this, folks? With e-commerce trading cards, NFTs, Fanatics. So Fanatics and WWE are now in business. Financial terms not disclosed. The announcement comes days ahead of WrestleMania 38, scheduled for April 2nd and 3rd in Dallas, AT&T Stadium. The deal represents Fanatics using for the first time the full weight of its multiple business units to strike a major deal with the entertainment property. The retailer has been expanding its portfolio for several years and has seen enormous outside investment that today values the company at $27 billion. The new Fanatics WWE relationship is 3 separate deals negotiated roughly but concurrently. The Fanatics commerce operation, known for its vast line of sports merchandise and apparel sold online, and it will take over WWE's in-house U.S. and European online retail sales as Fanatics does for hundreds of professional and collegiate teams. The retail business change for WWE shops are expected to go live this summer. For the cardboard and digital trading cards, the new deal represents another sea change in the licensing rights. Topps, which was bought by Fanatics in January and first produced WWE cards and stickers beginning back in 2005, lost the rights last fall to industry rival Panini America under a new deal whose terms are only reported more than a year later. Panini, by the way, is the first WWE cards are scheduled to drop this week ahead of WrestleMania, which is WWE's annual marquee TV event. The card rights are coming back to Topps, but it's unclear when the new Topps wrestling cards will be available on the retail side. Fanatics raised a reported $350 million last year to fund its new trading card business and picked up future licensing from MLB, NBA, NFL cards beginning in 2026. Fanatics paid, by the way, $500 million to acquire Topps card business. And in a deal that brought all of the licenses back to the Topps brand, Fanatics Collectibles is 80% owned by Fanatics, with the remaining equity split among leagues and their player unions. The third leg of the new Fanatics WWE relationship, non-fungible tokens. NFTs, Candy Digital, owned by Fanatics. CEO Michael Rubin will produce WWE NFTs later this year in a bid to capitalize on digital collectible trends. But Sean, I don't know if it'll work, bro. NFTs, crypto, I don't know. That part of it might fail, Sean. You know how they say crypto is, it's not real. So crypto also in the mix, a little NFT action. How about that? Hey, I'm still waiting for Bitcoin to drop to 20,000. I have a buddy of mine that I'm waiting to buy when it hits 30, 33, 32. He's still waiting. I kept telling him, dude, it's called DCA. DCA down, DCA up. And that's what I did. I DCA'd down, and then I DCA'd up. You wait for something that may never happen. Technical analysis will not answer all. So there you go. But some of you out there that, you think, crypto, you think it's going to go to 20,000. That's funny as hell. It's absolutely hilarious. Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button, folks. All right. Appreciate all of you out there. The Welt and Realm text line, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. EJD Construction, proud sponsor of our program, 305-433-4843. Listen, you're looking to maybe extend the home. You got to build a new room because the family is growing. Maybe you want to build a man cave. Whatever it is, a workout room, you name it. You want to modernize the kitchen. You want to redo the backyard because maybe you're hanging out more in your house. Whatever it is, you need to build a wall because you had some crazy kids, run it over like they thought it was Fast and Furious, like last night when they destroyed our home. You got to call EJD Construction, 305-433-4843, fully insured, baby. Liability and all. And I'm telling you, they've also earned a AAA plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. And I'm not talking about a handyman. I'm talking about full out construction. Whatever you want to redo in that home, EJD Construction can help you. 305-433-4843. Make sure you tell them that Big O sent you. EJDconstruction.com. All right. Let's get into a little basketball talk. Ira Winderman and our Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. That is next.
Heat fans, time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
All right, there we are. We're ready to go. Ira, how are you doing, sir? Are you feeling good?
I'm doing well. Just a little bit of a late breaking news update for you. The Heat have downgraded Caleb Martin from questionable to out for tonight's game against the Kings. Big O, as you know, he's been battling the Achilles. Then he had the hyperextended knee. Now he has this calf injury sustained, I assume, on Saturday against the Nets. And, you talk about getting teams right, getting your rotation thinned out, knowing who's going to be in, who's going to be out. And here we are again. I would assume this might be another last chance for Markieff Morris tonight against the Kings. But again, a little more rotation uncertainty for the Miami Heat.
I know you've addressed this on your articles or Ask Ira, I think. Did the Heat screw up? We're all guilty too because we wanted to see Oladipo. When's he coming back? Markieff Morris, when's he coming back? Meanwhile, everybody was playing well. The young guys were playing well. There was synergy, all of that. All of a sudden, there's dysfunction. There isn't any synergy right now. There's no chemistry right now. They're not making plays. What do we attribute this to? Are old guys getting old? Are the young guys not playing enough? Did Spo try to do what we all thought he should have done, which was, play Oladipo and get Markieff Morris, and maybe we're all wrong. Maybe it was never broken and you shouldn't have fixed it. What does hindsight tell us now?
Well, I'm glad you used that word because you're playing the results. Oh, and that's not fair. And so we have to go back to this whole Victor Oladipo comes back from his May quadricep surgery 3 weeks ago. Shortly thereafter, Markieff Morris comes back, 58 games off following whiplash. You have to ask yourself this, Big O. At that time, did you believe the Miami Heat were the best team in the NBA and the favorites to win a championship?
Yes.
They might have been, but they probably weren't. They were close in the East competitive. The Suns were better. So you have to take a chance at greatness. You have to explore. You don't want to leave, like you would say, anything on the table. So I have no issues with what they did. I know the losses are tough, but you know what? They're still right there at the top of the Eastern Conference. They still control their destiny for the number one seed if you want the number one seed. But now is when you might say, okay, we took a look. We tried. We have 7 games left. We have an upcoming road trip starting Wednesday in Boston. We'll be doing our Sloman Home Security Inside the Paint show before they play Boston on Wednesday. Then they go to Chicago for a Saturday game. We'll talk about that more on Friday's Acura of Pembroke Pines Heat Report. Then they go to Toronto Sunday. So maybe this is when Eric Spoelstra said, okay, I tried X, Y, and Z. I took a look at everything. Now we got to sit down together, Tuesday's practice or Tuesday's day off. Let's come up with these are our guys' rotation. And let's play it through this meat grinder of the Celtics, of the Bulls, of the Raptors. And then we'll come out on the other side. We'll know if this works. We'll know if our guys are tired. We know if they need to rest them the final week of the season against Charlotte, Atlanta, and Orlando. And maybe you get a read. So, the term we always use, Big O, is dress rehearsal. After the preseason, when's the last exhibition going to be the dress rehearsal? I would like to see an encouraging dress rehearsal. And if they go to their prime guys, and it's pretty much spaced out except for the back-to-back with Chicago and Toronto, and they get through that, I don't give a rat's butt where they finish seating-wise. I'll know, okay, they came out on the other side with a decent result. Let's all exhale. Let's sit 36-year-old Kyle Lowry, 36-year-old PJ Tucker, 33-year-old Jimmy Butler. We'll be fine come the playoffs. What they did was not wrong. It just didn't pan out. They still have ample time in these last 2 weeks to rectify everything, preferably starting tonight against the Sacramento Kings at FTX Arena.
Yeah, no, that's why I said hindsight, because I'm guilty. We're all guilty. Nobody was saying, oh, no, we don't want Markieff Morris and Oladipo back. And all. We were all guilty. We all were dying to get them back because we get greedy and we're deeper and better and all that kind of stuff. So then the follow-up question is now, veteran players might be better at turning on and turning off, and they might be able to, accomplish it. Doesn't mean that every time you want to turn it on, it's going to turn on.
Yes.
But how are young players now going to handle this, that they were the man and now you're not the man anymore? But no, now we want you to be the man again. And that's the part that you kind of fear is, will you find that magic that you had, that you carried throughout most of this season?
What matters most to young players, and really kids, really pretty much, teenagers, everything, is continuity and stability. If you can still provide continuity and stability for Gabe Vincent, for Max Strus, for your younger players, they'll be fine come the playoffs. But if it's going to be choppy, and then you go to me, Ira, Max Strus was 0 for 10 on threes in 2 consecutive games. What the hell is going on? Well, what the hell is going on is Markieff Morris and Victor Oladipo and no continuity. Max Strus was in a groove. You took him away from his groove. Gabe Vincent was in a groove. His toe injury took him away from a groove. You can get them back there. Again, the NBA playoffs do not start until April 16th. There is time. But at a certain point, you have to have your continuity. So, Big O, what you've got to say, and we weren't sure of this, will Gabe Vincent be in your playoff rotation? You got to make that decision now. Will Max Strus be in your playoff rotation? You got to make that decision now. You've got to still provide the runway that is still available. That's a tough call, but you have to make decisions.
Well, the way, to our follow-up question to that, the way Duncan Robinson's played and the lack of consistency that he's had all year long, you goddamn right those guys better play. It better be Max Strus, because right now I want Max Strus over Duncan Robinson.
You know what? You've been the campaign manager for that thought now for about 3 months, and I keep trying to push back. But what I can't keep pushing back from, and I told you this, overall the numbers aren't that bad. He's still among the top 10 in NBA in three-pointers made. Teams still put him on the scouting report. But, the more I see these scoreless games, I don't care who the hell you are in the NBA. If you're an NBA starter, you can't have a big 0 after your name at the end of the game. You can't tell me after the game, he's occupying the defense and he's opening the lane for other people. I hate to say it, but when you're a 0, that changes the outlook and the perspective on you. And you know what? The scoreless games used to be the outlier. And I could say, Big O, he's scoreless, but look at the 6 games before that. I can't tell you that anymore. No. And it's real. And it's not like, here's the thing with all players in the NBA, I say, but does he do something else great? So PJ Tucker doesn't score, but he's a great defender. At least he occupies Kevin Durant. You need him against Giannis, so he stays in the starting lineup. He's had scoreless games also. I don't know what Duncan Robinson's second special skill is. And you'd have cast him as he's more than James Jones. He's more than Jason Capono. He does other things. I haven't seen the other things recently. What I have seen is other teams targeting him defensively and targeting Tyler and targeting Max Strus. And you know what? You can't have more than 1 or 2 targeted players in your rotation, or else it gets awfully easy to create the mismatch when the other team also has Giannis and Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton, or the other team has Durant and Kyrie Irving and Goran Dragic and just other scorers in there. So, I think Eric Spoelstra is going to have to pick his defensive poison. And at most, I think he can go with 2 non-defenders. When you get to 3, you don't have defense.
No, I'm with you there. Now, is there any part of this decision that has been delayed because they're afraid that will then hurt trade value in the offseason? If you're trying to move him, you want to keep justifying him as a starter overall, and you can still play with the stats a little bit, like you're saying that he's still, top 10 in three-point percent.
And it's what I've said. Before, I think you might have thought that way. But I think at critical mass now, you've got to win a goddamn playoff series. You got to win playoff games. I think at a certain point, the front office decisions veer in this lane for later, and you're looking straight forward as you've got to win right now. I also think Duncan Robinson's contract now is at a point where it's going to have to come with a sweetener if you do trade him, with a first-round pick. Dare I say it, with a Tyler Hero. I wrote about this in my Sunday column.
No, Tyler. No.
Okay, like I said, maybe you don't want Bradley Beal, but maybe you would have said, hey, in these games, Bradley Beal, who is more of a shot maker proven than Tyler Hero at this point, maybe Donovan Mitchell, if the Jazz go to the 5th seed in the West and they don't get out of the playoffs and he's unhappy there, maybe Duncan and Tyler Hero give a team that's not going to get a replacement free agent someone. So you might consider that. There was a point Duncan Robinson had trade value as Duncan Robinson. Right now, Duncan Robinson has trade value with a sweetener. But as I wrote in the Sun Sentinel, it's still the type of contract that you add something to it, it's a good number. They'd have been really smart with those. They signed Myers Leonard for $9.4 million. Orlando Alzagari said, what the hell are they doing? They got Trevor Ariza. They brought Goran Dragic back for $19.4 million. Orlando Alzagari said, what the hell are they doing? They turned him into Kyle Lowry. I think the Duncan Robinson contract was always one where the Heat said, now in our back pocket, we will have a salary figure in the sweet spot. And I still think that could be worked out in the offseason.
All right, so let me ask you something with Jimmy Butler. What is going on with that situation there? What have we heard behind the scenes? Was there any talk, any apologies? What's the deal?
I think Jimmy has lost his focus a little bit, and I think the entire team has for this reason. This team loves to play with a chip on his shoulder. So, what was the chip on his shoulder? All the injuries, the guys you mentioned earlier. We pushed through. Eric Spoelstra, we have enough. What was the chip on the shoulder? This crazy road schedule. We're never home. We're packing and unpacking. Then they got 11 of 12 ending tonight against Sacramento, so they couldn't use the road us against the world card. Then, as you and I, Clay Ferrara on Wednesday, spoke about, that we get no respect. The chip on our shoulder there. Then they started getting respect, and they were in first place by 3 games. Everyone was talking, even the haters, about the Heat. I think, if nothing else, this horrendous stretch of the last 4 games should put Chip firmly back on shoulder because, I've been scrolling through the World Wide Web, and everyone says the Heat suck again. And maybe that's what they need. Maybe they needed NBA Nation to turn to the Heat and go, you guys suck. Maybe that's what this team needs. I think Jimmy Butler needed a kick in his ass, which is why Eric Spoelstra kept going hard at him. I didn't love the fact that Jimmy Butler spent a warm Saturday rooting on his friends at the Miami Open and then coming to a Heat game and only scoring 7 points all in the first quarter. Got to be more focused. I don't know if Udonis Haslem has to say anything. I don't know if Eric Spoelstra has to say anything. But we never thought the Heat would have to have their focus this time of year, the dog days of the season, but they need it back now. Hopefully this all has been an eye-opener. The Kings are shorthanded today. No Domantas Sabonis, no De'Aaron Fox. And again, for the upteenth time, no excuse.
Yeah, but we've had those games already where no Harden, no Embiid, no problem. No Kyrie, no Durant, no problem, or whatever. What was the other? It wasn't that game. It was the other game that they didn't have.
It was 3 games in a row. It was no Embiid and Harden lost at Philadelphia. There was no Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson lost at home to the Warriors. There was no Julius Randle to the Knicks on Friday, lost at home to the Knicks, and the Nets are just a better team. But and eventually you have to sort of make your stand and say enough is enough. Honestly, Big O, tonight, beaten down, shorthanded team that's out of the playoffs. If not now, there might be a special 3-hour edition on the Big O show on Tuesday, and I'll call for my flight to Boston because you know what? That would be rock bottom.
I mean, I don't even know if you're going to know, but if anybody's going to know, you're going to know. Any chance Riley and Jimmy had a conversation here?
I was specifically told that on Saturday, on the come to whatever moment you want to call it, rather on Thursday after the Warriors game, there was not that meeting. I was told initially by someone in the organization, expect Mickey and Pat to address the team today. And I was told over and over by the team, no. It was typical. It's Eric Spoelstra's team. He operates it. He runs it. I was told no. Now, that doesn't mean there wasn't a text. There wasn't a phone call. There wasn't something after the fact, kept private one-on-one. But I think Pat Riley knows that you've also got to keep hands off, that this is Eric Spoelstra's team. Everything I've heard, he will be back. Thankfully, he's past his family concern, and Eric Spoelstra will be back tonight to coach. And from the look on your face, and yes, he'll be back to coach next season as well.
Okay, all right, yeah. So I'm like, I mean, give me a break. That guy's freaking awesome. He's just absolutely amazing. By the way, the real subject of the day. So what'd you think of the whole Will Smith, Chris Rock thing? You know, for those, and you probably know about the alopecia she has. And I think that's what it was, that she was really disappointed when he made a joke and she's got a disease. And I think that's what it drove, Will to do what he did. So I'm just wondering, what's the great Ira Winderman think of that dust up?
I think there was a lot of crossing the lines, but even what Will did sort of took the luster out of people who might have had one night their entire life waiting for that. And when it was over, that's all people were talking about was that moment for people who won awards who will never have a moment like that again. So I think that's unfortunate The video that just came out of Chris Rock at his post game, sitting there saying that he wants to go with Will Smith, I really wonder about the veracity of that, and if that just wasn't a publicity attempt, with the fact of if he's all around his handlers and he's so angry, who was the person shooting the video showing him that angry? So it's like it always goes into something else to try to make something out of a moment. I think it was unfortunate because of the joke, but you know what? You want edgy. You know, Big O, you go to comedy concerts. You want edgy. Think of the stuff Sam Kinison did back in the day. Oh my God. He made AIDS jokes. That's what he did. Times have changed. You have to adjust to them. But if you want your comics to be cutting edge and to be racy, they do cross the line.
Yeah,
I've never been at a comedy concert.
Don Rickles crossed every line possible, dude.
But I've never been at a comedy concert where he didn't at one point just retract and go, oh, that didn't hit the mark. It's just a shame that on the one moment of time, that best choreography in an animated, picture, that one person is up there and it all gets overlooked. To me, that was the shame. But I was watching sports. I didn't care.
Although, hey, won an Oscar when? Oh, the year that Will Smith slapped that's when I won it.
That's when I won. But that's your claim to fame, exactly.
It'll be a reference point from when it's kind of like a fat guy like me trying to find somewhere where you're driving directions. Well, you hang a left on Taco Bell and then you hang a right on Kentucky, and it's right next to Wendy's. That's kind of what we do with landmarks. There you go. Chris Rock and Will Smith will be a landmark moment on the year of the Oscars. That's all.
And then all forgetting, and they're both great talents, and we move on.
That's true. Follow them on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat. And more importantly, please subscribe to the South Florida Sun Sentinel and support Ira and all the great writers there. Ira, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you.
Celtics pregame show, Wednesday, 9 a.m. Sloman's Home Security Report with Clay Ferrara. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Big O.
You got it. There you go. The great Ira Winderman. Our Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report.
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the #1 volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig's Inn Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing. All right, we're around 47, almost 6. So it hit 48 and then dipped a little bit here. But who knows? From 48, it'll go down to 20, right? I mean, that's where it's supposed to go. I see Sheba is still up in double digits. Let me make sure it's almost at 15% right now, Sheba. So it is climbing. Polka Dot. It went over 23. It's just under $23 right now. Polka Dot is just absolutely amazing. So what are you going to do? Anyway, let's see. What else do we have here to talk about? So today, the coach addressed the entire backup situation with Teddy Bridgewater and explained everything. And I'm glad he did it. I know Teddy didn't do it last week and he kind of left it open. And I understand those Tua haters, Tua disbelievers, Tua negative ones, that you're going to try to find anything, right, to take Tua out of the position because in your eyes, you don't think he can play or ever get it done. So that's what this is all motivated from. And so last week, a lot of you have egg on your face because you're trying to spin the Teddy Bridgewater thing to be a competition. I got stupid stuff like, okay, Teddy will compete. Teddy will take over. Teddy is, the better quarterback, all of those kind of, which none of them are true, by the way. The only thing that's true is that Teddy has more experience. Tua's the better quarterback. He's got the better arm. He's the better athlete. He will be the better quarterback in the NFL, period. Okay? Teddy is a really good backup, is what he's supposed to be, or a terrible starter. All right? Because he's a mediocre starter, is what he is. But I love him as a backup. I think he's fantastic as a backup. But I'm glad that, and I understand why Teddy also did not, because he doesn't want to look at himself as a backup. So he wants to keep his mindset like a starter
So if he does fill in, he's starter. When this is over, next year he wants to find a new contract, then he goes somewhere else to find a starting job, whatever it is. So I understand all of that. But what I like about what Mike McDaniel did today was he kind of squashed it. And so for all of you out there that had the misconception that this was going to be some kind of a competition, that Teddy was going to be pushing him, that Teddy's going to take away the job, or any of all of that, it's ridiculous. And as I've told you last week, and I'll keep telling you, and I think I've said it before, if it gets to Teddy Bridgewater, the season is over. It doesn't really matter. But a lot of you, look, I hope Teddy doesn't have to play at all this year. That means Tua stays healthy and kicks ass, which is great. But if he ends up playing multiple games, that's what I think a lot of you need to see. That's the problem. I think most of you have never watched Teddy Bridgewater play down in and down out for several weeks, so you can actually see what kind of quarterback he really is. Okay. But I'm glad that Mike McDaniel cleared it up because it needed to be cleared up for some people, some in the media, and definitely a lot of fans that were completely lost on the acquisition of Teddy Bridgewater and making it more than what it really was. 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. 1056. If you want to get in on the program, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. By the way, yesterday or Saturday in London's O2 Arena, it was the final concert of Genesis and Phil Collins. He will be retiring. He says, now we got to get real jobs. 71 years old, and he's retiring, and he's not retiring under his power. Unfortunately, he's retiring because he has his body is just breaking down with all the different ailments that he has from surgeries that didn't go well. And let me tell you something, watching that, we all don't get most of the time the opportunity to go out when we want. A lot of times we get pushed out because we're old. We get pushed out because we can't do the job like we used to anymore for whatever reason. Or there's some kind of a change. Neil Rogers didn't get to go out on his terms. Hank Goldberg didn't get to go out on his terms. You know what I mean? Most of us will never go out on our terms. Like John Elway went out on his terms. Dan Marino did not. And that's something that is, it's pretty cool to be able to put closure on your career. And, maybe some of you have been able to do that. God bless you. It's great to be able to do that. Most of us will not. Most of us, they'll tell us that they don't need us anymore and we got to move on and we have no choice. Whatever it is you do in life. And that's where I felt bad for Phil Collins, because clearly if he had his health and he didn't have all these screw ups that happen in these surgeries, he still would be touring with Genesis and touring solo and kicking ass and writing new music and all of that. And now he can't do any of that now. It's just sad, man. Sad. I felt bad. I went to the last Genesis concert, that I got to see this in this tour in Cleveland. And while I was happy I went, I was also sad. I was sad because I've seen Genesis a couple of times before that, when Phil was vibrant, when Phil was healthy, when Phil could do whatever the hell he wanted on stage, when Phil Collins was one of the greatest musicians on the planet. And don't kid yourselves with that one. This is one of the greatest artists of all time. This is a man that had an impeccable band career and a solo career that many, many, many would give multiple body parts to have the kind of solo career that Phil Collins has had. He is one of the great, great musicians and singers of all time, man. So enjoy your retirement, forced retirement, unfortunately, because of health issues. And you're going to be missed, Phil. You are a class act, man. You are one amazing musician. Person, I don't know all that stuff, but as a musician, that is elite as it gets. I don't know him personally. He might be an ogre or whatever. Personally, I have no idea. But as a musician, man, it's one badass dude. And I'm blessed to have been able to see him. What else do we have here to talk about? Folks, don't forget Sloman's 1-800-ALARM-ME. You can get your free doorbell camera. You can control cameras around your house, inside your house, outside your house, connected to your smartphone. And, of course, all you do if you want to get that free doorbell camera is call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME to get that free doorbell camera. And by the way, not only does it connect to your smartphone when you use our Sloman Shield, you will also get professional installation. You'll get an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, and 3 arm doors, and a backup battery. 1-800-ALARM-ME. And tell them that Big O sent you. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME. And again, the challenge is out. We're going to have some fun with this. The next listener that needs to fix their roof, business or home, and you've got some roof issues, you call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises, okay? And if you call them and you fix your roof, the first one, Tommy will tell me, hey, this listener fixed their roof. I will go do a free show at your house. All right? So 954-735-9826. That's 954-735-9826 for Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com. All right. So if your roof is leaking, home, business, you need to fix it. The next listener here in South Florida that fixes a roof, I will go do a live show from your house. How about that? That's the kind of stuff that doesn't happen in regular radio. But I want to have a little fun. I like hanging out with our listeners and meeting the people that support us. We love that. Anyway, we will see you tomorrow. We thank Marcel Louis-Jacques, Alan Poupard, Joe Shad, and Ira Winderman. We thank, of course, Sean Stanley mastering this program and doing an exceptional job every single day of every single minute. We will see you tomorrow. Thank you all out there for tuning in. Thanks to everybody that sent in a super chat, whether it's Venmo, Cash App, you name it, all out there. Send it in there. Thank you. Any of you that sent all that stuff, even over the weekend, if you sent Cash App or Venmo, thank you all out there. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel. Have a great one.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show.